Let a couple of y'all join in. I'm actually working on a video right now, but I'm watching the game too for Thursday night. So I said, let me talk to the people before it get too late or whatever. Smack. Yeah. See how many of y'all join up because I know y'all watching Thursday night football. Don't mean to disrupt, but I just know I ain't jumping on later. So let me might as well say what I gotta say now. You feel me? Let's talk. I'll wait till a few more of y'all join in though before I start running my mouth. Got a little crud in my eye, man. My bad, ladies. Been going for a minute. All right, it's five of y'all in here. That's good enough. What's up? What's up, Special K? What's up, man? Yeah, man. How you? Common Sense Lab. What's up, man? He said, "What to do, Okoye, big homie?" Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, working on a hype piece. Kind of tired today. Y'all can kind of hear it in my joint. Antonio Hobson, what's up, man? He said, "What's up, Slim? Ain't shit slim about." I guess that's one of them Jones. You call a nigga slim, you know he ain't slim. Ain't shit slim about me, champ. One handed bandit, what's up, man? Texas D903, what's good? He said, "What's good, brother Okoye?" Man, I'm chilling, man. It's been an interesting bye week so far, man. Richard Coleman, what's up? I'm gonna be squinting a little bit because I ain't got my glasses today, so y'all could be mad about that. T.O. Fest Music, what up? Coleman said, Yo Yo Okoye back like he never left. Yeah, that's a fact. What's up, Okoye Cowboys Nation? That's Nate Brown. What's up, man? Yeah, what's up, all y'all, man? How y'all feeling about the response to Micah Parsons? That's what I really wanted to jump on and talk about. I wasn't gonna say nothing because I was just like, I think Micah already eviscerated the media the way he was supposed to. But what's up, Galvin? Gavin C. My bad. Yeah, I think he eviscerated the media the way he was supposed to be honest. But their response to it actually hurts them worse than not saying anything at all. To be honest, got bugs out, man. Told you I'm a little tired, man. I've been going. Y'all know y'all be keeping me up late. That's why I'm getting on earlier today because I ain't got a 3 o'clock in the morning joining me today. I'm a little tired, and I'm back in the gym, so tired, man. All right. He said they trying to flip it. It's not gonna change anything. Yeah, I see that. He said, I love it. Wish he would have called out 105.3 the fan as well. Oh man, one hand said that. He said their response 2 days for 2 days lets the world know they bothered. Oh yeah. They all too defensive, so you know he was right. It wasn't even about the defensiveness. It was more so this, man. What they spoke on wasn't even what he was speaking on. And then they try to, straight up lie, like, we talk about you because you guys are the Cowboys and you're the most popular team, and that comes with perks and comes with consequences and all that other bullshit they was talking. The reason it didn't stick is because nobody's saying he didn't say talk nice, talk to me nice. He said give everybody the same energy you give us. Totally different thing, man. A totally different thing. And what that means is if you gonna say that Micah, or I'm sorry, that Dak is trash for a certain performance, when other people give that performance, you have to hold the line. You have to hold firm on that stance. And they move the goalposts. They'll start switching it up and giving excuses, or not even you'll see Shannon sometimes be excited when the Cowboys lose. It's one thing to be excited to rank on somebody, one of your fellow co-hosts because they lost. But it's another thing when you just happy. They be elated when the Cowboys lose. The media be elated when we lose. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing for the Cowboy Nation, I think, and it's a good thing for people who just want to watch and get the fake news out the way in the first place, because I think he struck a hive, and now there's a lot of dust settling, and you can see where people actually really are with it. So I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he did. And I'm one of the guys that say Mike need to stop talking, really honestly. And I don't mean it like he shouldn't have a voice. I don't I'm a guy with a voice who's just somebody. I don't even play football. So if anybody's earned the right to speak, it's one who puts his body on the line. I ain't got a problem with that. I even like when fighters at the end of a fight. I was mad my fighter didn't get to talk at the end of his fight. But he don't speak Spanish, so it didn't matter. But I like them to get they earn their spotlight. That's their moment. And they don't have that moment usually or sometimes after they retire. So I'm not here to hate on that. It's just I want them focused on the Super Bowl. So selfishly, I want Micah to stop talking. But this time, I think he was right on time with what he was saying. To be honest, let me move this because the shadow is on my damn face. I don't like that. Bang, bang. There we go. All right. Let me see. They really hate the Cowboys. Facts. Uh, Unc does a shot on every L. Facts. They be celebrating it. First take all lined up on a national network camera versus Micah and his YouTube channel. That's wild. Yeah. The way they look at it now is new media was already kicking their ass. They can't deny that. And now, I was looking at it like new media was going to be a thing that merges with mainstream media because they kind of need the market share that these new media heads have. And with the machine that they have, and the star power they have, I learned my lesson the hard way. I started off talking shit to Baldinger, right? Nobody ever gonna confirm this story because I'm the only one who know. I think. I mean, unless somebody really paying attention. But the first year I started this, I started going at everybody because I didn't know how this shit worked. So I went at Baldinger over Dez, start sending him routes of Dez, killing guys like Pat Pete and all those guys. And I was like, can he run routes? Because they were saying he couldn't run routes. So I had a debate with him on Twitter. I was like, we was going back and forth for a minute. And he said, who are you? I said, everybody's kind of telling who I am. And he said, enjoy your career, right? That's what he said. I said, all right, thank you, right? The very next season, he had the film room on NFL Network, and he would sit down and talk to the players and ask them what they were doing on the film. I said, damn, the resources and the reach is crazy. And I knew exactly. I said, yo, I know. And can't nobody tell me I ain't spawned that. You know what I mean? He might have had an idea for it prior to, I don't know. But I know after we debated, he was like, he looked at what I was doing, and then he was like, oh, I'm a show you up and I'm gonna take it to another level, which he did, but they got the resources to do. So my point in bringing that up is when you look at the mainstream media and the resources that they have and the fact that they still have so much trouble sort of edging the new media heads out, when you look at that, and then now you have a guy like Micah Parsons who's technically new media coming in with a leverage point that he has because he's actually a player who's a popular player on the most popular team. He just gave everybody in this space so much more of a voice, due to his reach and due to his star power. So, I was saying, hey, stop talking, but I think on this one he killed it. And the fact that they're responding so heavily to it is because they understand like that's a threat to their way of life. You know what I mean? So all of them they can't agree with them, but they know how they look right now. You know what I'm saying? Even Joy Taylor came out, and I'm gonna put that piece. I'm gonna put, I don't forget that. She said, "Ain't like we said that certain people shouldn't be on the field." Yeah, right. And she said that right, like we said. And I was like, "Yo, y'all forgot that Shady said Dak Prescott is ass. I mean, he's ass. You remember that?" I'm like, "Y'all forgot y'all said that? Like, that's crazy." But a lot of the thing, even what Steve Smith just did. I mean, I think I like Steve Smith for his viciousness. I like all that ice up and all that. I love all that. I love what he did. The Pac-Man, he took him one arm, stiff arm, and threw him. You know what I mean? Score. I like him getting in faces of guys like he scores a touchdown, do a celebration, go grab Mike Jenkins and yank him up and yoked him up like a young boy. I like all that. But once you become an analyst, you got to subdue your passions, man. You can't be getting in arguments with the players that you're supposed to be interviewing on that level, not on national TV. I felt like what he did was one trying to kick money out of a young player's mouth, where you already did your thing, bro. Whether people liked you or not, nobody had to reach. You never had to deal with the media in that regard. The media say things; they'll write their little snippet comments. You might have to read between the lines on and so on, but to come out and just say Youngin just shouldn't be, traded. He's average, and I mean, come on, you couldn't. The media looking bad right now, man, real bad, and not just on the sports tip, but everywhere. But when you since we talking about sports, it just looks crazy. I think, like I said, Micah Parsons talking about it. was major to me. I like the fact that he did that. I don't like the fact that now the Cowboys are going to be under even more scrutiny because of it. But somebody had to say it who had the reach to say it, and I don't think he's seasoned enough to even understand the landscape yet to know what not to be doing. So his ignorance is our benefit at this point. You know what I mean? And I'm not coming at him like he dumb. I'm just saying his ignorant. I don't think he's paying attention to the type of media enemies he about to be making because he's making them. You know what I mean? They can't say that. They can't say how mad they are at him for saying it, but they pissed off at buddy. Ah man. Um he said Shannon bring Black and Miles to the show, be wearing do rags and all. Yeah, I don't know who he kind of pandering to the black audience. And I wouldn't have a problem. Like, what I mean? Every culture has its stereotypes that I think are all valid. They call them stereotypes as if they call them this thing, just like you call it conspiracy theories, and it suddenly it make it feel like or seem like the nigga lying, right? You're not lying. You can say that word all you want. That don't mean he lying. Is he lying? You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. Stereotypes are sort of like the word conspiracy theory. They are usually true. Right? They really are. But uh when you lead with that as if that's the only voice for a person, or when you use that to kind of like joust or play with a certain group, it's kind of crazy to me. Because when I look at Skip Bayless, I'm like, who would listen? I don't know, black, white, Asian, or whoever, who would listen to Skip Bayless by himself on the show? No one. I don't think anybody would watch it if it was him alone. And his audience, or his obviously he's looking for an urban audience because he goes after black co-hosts, and those guys are used as buffers to drive that energy home towards their own community, right? Um, because you don't see other analysts doing the things that we do. Like Stephen A. Smith is one of them. He criticizes his own more than he criticizes anybody else, and um, I don't think I like that. Why? Because it's like be balanced. If you're gonna come at anybody, that plays. They come at Dak because he's an easy target, and I think honestly because he's a black guy. On top of that, those guys in particular. Not saying that the criticism that he's gotten due to him not winning a playoff game isn't valid. I'm saying the viciousness and the way they attack is just crazy. So I did a whole piece on it last year because I thought it was like, I mean, is it race? But I'm like, no, because there's other quarterbacks that are black that they do show love to. So it wasn't solely because of race, but it was like that just adds more, I think, flavor to it when you look at what he's been able to do. You know what I mean? I think that people are looking at Dak as if he's an easy target because of who he is and who he plays for. And all those guys jump on the bandwagon and start piling on because they know there won't be any recompense for doing such. You know what I mean? And I don't like it, but nobody does. The negatively criticize the Cowboys even after a blowout. If you blow a team out, it's because they were bums and they shouldn't have been on the field with you, right? If you barely lose to a bad team, then you're struggling and you don't look good. And you should have, that's what you're supposed to do. You shouldn't even be struggling. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You gotta win by what, 10? You know what I mean? For it not to look crazy. And even then they'll say you were supposed to when you haven't beaten anybody, right? Usually when the team is bad is because you're probably the ones beating them. Like the Jets aren't a bad team all of the sudden, right? They're not a bad team, but they was a bum. They were bums when the Cowboys beat them. I don't even think the Giants are a bad team. The Giants have been playing everybody pretty hard, and same thing when we blew them out, bums. The Patriots before the Patriots game, Belichick was gonna show us something, and then Dak has struggled against the Patriots. Blah blah blah. Afterward is Belichick needs to retire. Mac Jones ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that was a quick turnaround. After we lose to the 49ers, is this the beginning of the end for Dak Prescott? What? What? What the fuck we talk about? Like how we get all the way there? How you get all the way to that door? That shit is crazy. So when they jump out there doing that and then have to walk it back, and it was perfect, it was a perfect storm because had we just won the game against the Chargers, it wouldn't have been the same leverage just from a win because they'd say, "Oh, y'all won against the Chargers. Y'all still 2 games behind." It was the fact that the Eagles lost. It was the fact that the Bills struggled, and who else lost? 49ers lost, right? But Micah put the nail in the coffin when he was talking about the personnel package because Acho did say, and he never addressed it. He said, I'm not worried about the 49ers because they didn't have Debo. They didn't have C-Mac. They had him in the game. They just didn't finish the game because of what we did to them. They had to ice up and they couldn't play as physical that next game. But because I said that because I remember Richard Sherman saying most teams that play the 49ers don't win the next week because they need to ice up. Most teams that play the 49ers, they beat up, right? Who was beat up? Yeah, they was beat up. But Nick Chubb and Watson wasn't playing, and he nailed them, and he put a nail in the coffin when he said that. They weren't playing. So if they're not playing and you still get your ass bust by that team, I mean, you had a chance to win, but they didn't play. You lost to a backup, and Coop was making y'all look crazy. So that aspect of it is like, yeah, you got to speak on that. And you got to clown them the same way you clown the Cowboys. Nobody's saying don't clown the Cowboys. For one, I like when people talk shit because you open the door for me to give you back what you giving me. So I don't mind when people talk shit to me because I don't got normal people feelings. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. I really don't. I don't care. But you do. So if you talk shit to me, you just open a can of worms that you gonna want to close real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind when people talk shit. So talk shit to everybody. The problems I have with Twitter is the same problems I have with the media, same problem I have with society. People have been, because of the internet, people have gotten very comfortable saying shit to people that they wouldn't naturally say to their face. Rodney Harrison, when he was calling Zach Wilson a bum, you wouldn't have said that if that man was standing there. And not because you think he might beat you up or none of that. It's just you just wouldn't say that. The people who call you clown on Twitter, they be like clown. Like everybody call everybody clown, weirdo, all that. You wouldn't dare call nobody no weirdo to their face. Most of y'all wouldn't anyway. I would, but most people would not do that. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to sound like no tough guy. I'm just saying most people don't talk the way they talk on the internet. And that's not just civilians, also the media. And it needs to be, checked because people forget that there's other real people on the other side of the screen. And I even had to learn that because I came on here just talk. I wasn't polished for this. I came on here talking crazy and I lost fans. I had people inbox me like, I'm a mother. I love your show because you teach me football, but can you stop cursing so much? Or can you stop saying such a, and that used to affect me because my intentions aren't to offend, you know what I mean? But you get my point, and a lot of people don't really pay attention to the what the internet has afforded you, especially men. Men know where there's an underlying threat of violence when you talk to other men. Like men talk to each other and respect each other a certain way because we understand that shit can get very dangerous if you talk crazy to each other in the wrong setting, right? But not on Twitter. They talk crazy. And it be the weakest ones that do it. And I feel like the weakest journalists do the most shit talk. Shady does not prepare for shows. Shady comes on and he fly by the seat of his pants. I don't even prepare for shows, but I understand how to carry a show. Shady does not prepare for a show. So when he get on, he wing it. And when he wing it, he wind up saying things that I don't even think he really means. Like when he said Dak is ass, I think he means he don't like Dak in his personal fan opinion. And as a fan, I got players that I don't like as a fan, but I understand when I'm doing breakdown analysis, I take my fan hat off, I put my analyst hat on, right? But when y'all watching me live on Twitter during a game, you might argue with me because I'm saying shit like, Gallup, get the fuck out of here. Get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being a fan at that point, and I hope people understand the nuance to that, like, the difference with that. You know what I mean? But with that said, I think Shady does that on live TV. And I think people allow it as if that's, the norm. So does Shannon. Shannon has a love affair with Skip. He can't stop saying Skip name. You know what I'm saying? But he wants grace when he does those things, but he gives none. He gives no grace. You know what I mean? And I don't feel that. But let me see what y'all saying real quick. I'll get back to it. I'm squinting a little bit because I ain't got my glasses, so bear with me. Greg Starr, what up, man? He said he didn't ask for praise. We know what he meant. He said, "Keep the same energy." I love it. Facts. You're right. Let me move this joint. See how I can make it where I like it. Bang. Yeah, I guess that's gonna work, man. Fuck it. He said Stephen A. hates us, but the most I love it. They had a point when they said, he said Micah Parsons. Oh, that's you. He said, man, oh man, we love you, brother. We love you. I was gonna say something negative, but I'm tired, man. I'm tired of talking shit to you, man. I really am. I don't really get tired of talking shit to certain people. But you, man, you are a ray of sunshine, and we are blessed to have you here, brother. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you show up. I never even schedule these things, So for you to show up ad hoc, that means you got me on your notifications. I don't got not one Texans, nobody. Texans, nothing. I haven't seen a Texans game since we played them, and before that, I hadn't seen a Texans game in several years. Maybe since they came out. I don't even know. Since Dez played them before that, I don't watch Texans games, man. But I'm glad you're here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Whatever else you got to say, man. That's the response you're gonna get. That's the response y'all got to give Esau here. Do not argue with him. Because just like the media, this is a good segue. Thank you, Esau. See, I knew you. I see positivity, man. Cuss more flies with honey than you do with shit. You heard? Listen, here you go. The attention when you have somebody who's saying provocative things is because, especially when they're saying it to people who they know they don't have a problem with, it's because they want attention. You want attention. You know what I'm saying? People used to think that I was doing it. Like I said, I'm just a guy who was just kicking shit around in the dark. I didn't know what I wasn't. I don't know these euphemisms. I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying. So people are, oh, you clout chasing because I was coming at anybody. But I just I just say what I want to say. But I wasn't trying to cloud chase. I didn't know what cloud chasing was until everybody started calling me one. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, because I was atting people and saying crazy shit to anybody. They thought I was looking for clout. When really I'm like, how else do I get a message to a person other than atting them? I don't know. But I didn't know the rules. But same thing. The media now has used what Micah Parsons has said as a rallying cry and it's content. So the engagement they're getting for it, they like, but it's a poison pill. They don't realize that because now, from what he's saying, he shaped the perspective to a point where now you can see it when they do it. It's not, hey, they just talking shit. It's, hey, no, you really, really don't like this team. So I can't trust anything you say out your mouth. It's like when you go to somebody, like you go to your mom to talk about your girlfriend. Your mom love you. Most people, my mom probably be honest. My mom is honest. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the chicks, she'll tell me I'm doing some dumb shit. But most moms gonna take their son's side, right? Right? So that's probably not somebody you should go talk to about your relationship issues because she's automatically biased. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the media is now. They're proving their bias. You can't take anything they say serious because they usually are beholden to the team that they came from or the analyst that they might be screwing. And I ain't gonna name no names, but that's what they do. So that goes with the territory now. And now everybody can see it. So now they got their engagement in the short term, but in the long term, I think it'll come back to bite them because now they have two choices. They have to either and we're going to see, they have to either, sort of like back off of some of the stuff they were saying, right? And be more balanced with their approach, or they can keep going down the road they were going down and they'll start losing ratings for it. But either way, he wins. Micah wins. Why? Because if you start calling it fair, he got what he wanted. And if you keep going with the unbalanced commentary that you've been going with, then it looks even worse on you. You got like, it's like you got a boogie on your face, so to speak. Uh, they even got Troy dry hating. Troy hating. Troy is, I don't know what Troy thing is. Troy been hating though. They consistently move the goalpost. Facts. Said love you for that shit. I don't know what I did, but thank you. Without the Cowboys, there is no 3 or 4 letter networks, and that's a fact, man. That's the other thing. But they did have a point with that. Um, with the attention, every like if a tree falls in the woods, did it make a sound, so to speak? It damn sure made a sound if everybody there to listen to it. And so anything that happens in the Cowboys world is going to be louder than the Browns or anyone else. So they did have a point with that part. So if it was like, hey, the pressure that Dak is under is due to the fact that he's a Cowboy, yeah, you're right. Or the criticism that he might get, the fact that y'all might be talking about him more, yeah, you're right. But the way you talk about him, as if I even got some Cowboys fans who believe it because they don't understand what neural linguistic programming is. I don't watch TV. When I do, it's on mute most of the time, or I'm watching a movie. But neural linguistic programming is if I say to you, I'm gonna give y'all an example of what it is right now, and I guarantee you, people don't even notice that this happening to them 24/7. If I say, hey, try not to think about the pink elephant with the blue ribbon tied around his neck, right? Try not to think about that. You can't try not to think about something that someone planted in your subconscious mind on some inception shit. That's what neuro linguistic programming is. So when you listen to ESPN, you listen to FS1, you listen to Fox or whatever, well, that's FS1, but you listen to all these guys, right? And they start giving you their rhetoric on what their perception of a person, place, or thing is. You might have heard it and think that, hey, it's not affecting me, but most of the arguments that I get from fans, right, when they're trying to make their debate, they're using the rhetoric that one of these networks gave them, and I know it. So like that's crazy. Like y'all don't have a voice of your own because you've been programmed to respond a certain way. So you know, hey, that's what I think they're doing. They're planting negativity into the nation because they don't want you to they don't want you to think well of your team. I don't know why that would be. That's kind of crazy. They act like Cowboys fans is crazy for loving their team. They're like, we annoying, which y'all are though. Cowboys fans are annoying, but y'all not annoying because y'all love the Cowboys. Y'all annoying because y'all listen to that shit. When you listening to those types of individuals and you bring that back to the hut, you like the roach that go out into the combat unit. I know y'all seen a little combat raid, Jones, and then they bring the poison back to the colony. Y'all bring the poison pill back to the colony. That's why I don't like Cowboys fans. Stop bringing they shit here. We need to be us versus everybody. I do more arguing with y'all and other Cowboy content creators than I ever did with Lord Brunson. Me and Lord Brunson be agreeing. I be trying to argue with him. I'll call him up like, hey, yo. He'd be like, I actually agree with that. Like, fuck you. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't even argue with them. They got the same sense I got. I'm like, we got the same logic. Y'all don't. A lot of y'all don't. Demetrius Lane. Okoye is Marquise Bell the best linebacker on the team right now? I mean, if you're saying that Micah Parsons isn't a linebacker, and if you're saying Rashaan Evans is not on the team yet for some reason, then yeah. But no, because Rashaan Evans is here and Micah Parsons is technically a linebacker. And Micah Parsons plays linebacker better than anybody on this team, including Rashaan Evans. But Rashaan Evans will make Marquise Bell better, but he also will make Marquise Bell look like he's not a linebacker when you see how he plays linebacker. Marquise Bell is a good will linebacker, I think. And I think next year he might take a step and be better when he puts on a little bit more weight and he can actually thump a little bit. You don't have to be a thumper though. He can be a slasher as a will and shoot the gaps the way he was shooting. I think he played an excellent game. But we also got to keep in mind, and this is the thing I don't like about Cowboys fans, but we got to keep in mind he was playing against Kellen Moore. We all know Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is not the type. He's the type who wants to throw the ball. He is not the type to really get gritty and play that hard nosed style football where he just targets a guy like Bell and runs at him. Like they were doing LV and so on. They didn't do that to Marquise Bell. So Marquise Bell is good as long as you don't run at him and force the action towards him. So he played an excellent game. I like Marquise Bell. I liked him since he came out. I like him as a safety. I like him as a linebacker. But to say he the best, no, he not. He not the best. Skip Bayless, a fake Cowboy fan. Of course he is. He's a fake a lot of things. He's a fake analyst too. I love Micah calling out them parasitic hypocrites. Damn. Sound like a Batman movie. All right, so let me see. Texas D, appreciate the super chat. He said Sherman talks like he was a career Niner. Such vitriol for Dallas. Yeah, you a DB and talk so bad about our back end, pause, Wait, didn't Sherman get cooked for that last TD for 15's first ring? Um, I don't remember, but maybe because he was old. But I will say this about Sherm, right? I'll say this about him. He does show like I like out of all the analysts on that show, I like Keyshawn the best because Keyshawn he never hid no bones. You know, he tell you why he thinks the way he thinks, and he keeps it as balanced as he can. I like Ryan Clark. You know, there's a lot of media guys that are also looking very good right now due to the imbalance in the tilted commentary that they have going on out there. So that's the other good thing. There are guys that are like ascending to a different level of content because of that. You know what I mean? Not just the new media guys. All right, let me see. I gotta get down here. ESPN straight up had a company meeting about this shit for real. Damn, they did. That is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, because he about to tear them a new asshole. That's why Molly Querim agreed with Micah. She might be gone soon. Yeah, Molly. Shouldn't have did that, Molly. It's like, no, but she should. That was actually the truth. What he said is true. Did I miss how you think? Uh, did I miss how you think this helps new media? Yeah. Let me say it again. It helps new media due to the fact that one, guys like us, like if people are watching those four-letter networks and they're looking for an alternative, right? The alternative, when we're telling you, we tell the truth. We watch the film. We do this. We do that. Right? That's one thing. But when you point at the things that they're talking about, like let's say when I attack Shannon or Skip, and I used to talk shit about those guys, right? It was me. I'm just a guy at home talking, right? Nobody knows who I am. I'm not a player. But Micah Parsons being a member of new media, like he has a podcast. That's technically new media, podcast and YouTube channel. He's not a member of the mainstream media. So for him to be a player with the platform that he has as a player itself, just as an all pro player, plus being a cowboy and having the resources that he has, him saying what we've been saying helps us tremendously because it points to what they've been doing for so long. So yeah, I did talk about that. Micah also will benefit from it too with engagement, but I ain't mad at it because he's talking facts. Yes, he is. Pat, what's up, Pat? That's my guy. What's up, man? Big Tone, what's good, man? Tanner Smith, what's up? He said, Embrace being a villain. It's time. I've been a villain for a long time. I know Micah embracing it. Uh, Only 34. Come on, Chad. Hit the likes for real, for a real one. Oh, man, they ain't got no likes. It's 178 of y'all in here. I can't see my likes, so y'all got to hit the likes up, man. Hold on, let me check, because I can go on the other screen. Y'all going to make me go look, man. Let me check my likes out, because y'all tripping. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. See where I'm at. Oh damn, let me turn my I'm glad I looked. Boom. Turn that on. I turn my money on. Live views, comments. I got 102 likes. I still gotta get them up though, but I got 102 likes. That's not that bad. It's 182 of y'all on here. I need some likes though. Go ahead, get them up. Hold on. Let me see where we at. He said for them to take a whole segment and then one of their own agreeing with Micah, them hoes in trouble. Yeah. Yeah, he talked too crazy. What's up, AKOYE? How about them Cowboys? Eddie Cruz. Them Cowboys looking good right now, pimp. You already know. Boom. I don't care who they beat, man. You don't care either because you here. P. Walker. Hey, Okoye, do you think Evans will help Damone Clark develop better? Yeah, because I think Damone Clark was following. He looks like LV. He don't even look like he looked in college. In college, Damone Clark looked like Evans looks like. He looked like a Scud missile. I thought maybe it was his neck or maybe it's the linebacker coach. But once I heard the way they talk about LVE, in the building, I said, "Oh, I get it. You're a young player. You coming out. There's no other linebackers to watch or listen to that have the seniority he has, and there's no other linebacker getting as many attaboys as LV, and that means the attention and the success that he has due to him being a great practice player. And the reason he's a great practice player, he's a veteran. He knows where to be. He can cover. He can move, and he doesn't have to hit anybody in practice. So if you're watching and following a guy in practice who's non-contact in practice because it's practice, that's going to transfer because y'all playing the same. They play like you practice. They get to their spot and then they wait for the contact because in practice that's what you do. You say, okay, this is my gap. I get to the gap I feel, and then I imagine that you came and I met the guard. Well, when you get to the gap and you stand there, you're gonna get hit. And that's what happens most of the time to LVE and Damone Clark. So, yes, I think Evans is going to come in and do a lot of that downhill shoulder trucking shit that he does. Yes, he's going to miss some plays. So, I'm going to say it to y'all right now. Anybody, all y'all that's on here, Evans is going to miss plays because he comes in and he sets the tone. But I don't care because he forces action in the opposite directions when he does that. So, he might see you going front side and he might go in there hard, like crazy, scud missile, knock the shit out of alignment and turn it back. He didn't make the tackle, but now those other guys get to make that tackle, and that running back has to do what Evans wants him to do instead of doing what he wants. He doesn't have any options because Evans cut that off. So I don't mind that type of play. I don't. So that's what we're going to get from him. And I think him and Damone being a lot more decisive and forcing the action a lot better is going to make this team better than you would think. Because y'all was talking about the team being um, a legendary defense early in the season, right? A lot of people saying it. Obershawn getting hurt, LV still starting here, Cox leaving, Harper leaving. Those things, like in the middle, you can't be a legendary defense. Let's just say it without good linebacker play. Doesn't have to be great linebacker play, but most great defenses started and ended with a linebacker. Singletary, Bears. Ray Lewis, Ravens. Fred Warner, Luke Kuechly, and Thomas Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have scout linebackers. Joey Porter. You know what I'm saying? James, what's his name? James Harrison, whatever his name is. Crazy ass 92. You know what I mean? Greg Lloyd. You need linebackers that are killers in order to be a great defense. You can't not patrol the middle of the field and cause fear in the hearts of those guys that's crossing and call yourself a great defense. So we need to be physical at the most physical position on a defense. There is no other. You could say safeties are physical, but they play in more space than they do in the box. Linebackers are the most physical position and tone setters on the defense. And when I say most physical, I know you're going to say the defensive line is. When I say that, the defensive line is physical every play, yes. They're in the trenches every play, yes. But they're not getting up a full speed ahead and running and hitting anybody. A D lineman hitting you is more like you got corralled and slammed to the ground. A linebacker hitting you is you're going to get corralled, slammed, and popped. You know what I'm saying? So you need that to be a great defense. You have to be able to flow sideline to sideline and set the tone. So, yeah, I know I went long on that question, but I'm passionate about linebacker play, and I feel like um, Clark can be a great one. Clark can definitely be a great one if he changes his mindset. And I don't know, maybe it's injuries for him too, because he also had a similar injury to LVE. So they both are playing the same. Might not be because he's following them. It might be because they got the same problem. You know what I mean? So we don't know. We don't know. Greg Starr, he says the shit is he hold up. The shit is he don't dress like that in his day-to-day life. So for me, it's like I can't F with that when it comes to Shannon. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't Shannon don't even drink probably on a regular basis or smoke. Like, look at him. Yeah. I said that, like, yo, you don't smoke cigarettes. You coming on TV with Newports. You don't smoke. I said that a couple years ago on a Runaway 4 video for Dak Prescott. I did. His podcast is proof he can't carry a show. I don't even know who you're talking about on that one, Special K. Y'all don't understand the. Oh, you mean Shannon's podcast? I like a couple of his interviews. I like that Marshawn Lynch interview, but it wasn't because of him. Marshawn just that guy. Y'all don't understand the dynamics of everybody focusing so much attention on the Cowboys. Yeah, we understand it. Facts of Koye. Let's see. Chris Davis, what's up, bro? Papa Peach, he said they need Dallas. They need Dallas. Without Dallas, there's no ratings. Steven claimed they are number one, but next to that number one, they need to put the star. Yeah, people watch a lot of daytime TV because of the Cowboys. You know what I mean? What up, Eddie? Pat said, "What's good, Eastside?" So y'all giving him love now. Give him love. Don't argue with Eastside Harold, man. Make sure the moderators say that. Don't give him no more to argument to, because I don't know what your thing is, bro. But anybody about to keep talking the same shit to you every day. You crazy. Shannon Sharp or Fruit Pop? He a fruit pop. I think he might be popping Joy Taylor though. But I think he a fruit pop too. I do think he a fruity pie. I seen him at a Lakers game, and I'm like, he looked a little too. Never mind. But he might be a fruity pie. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate. My daughter had a fruity pie phase, and I don't hate on none of that. Do what y'all do. Just don't do it over here. But I think he is. I do think he is. I'm not even talking shit. I'm serious. Alvin Kamara and Max Garcia repping Narcos High School, Georgia. Uh, Narcross High School in Georgia. Oh, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Narcross. Patriots lost 34 nothing to the Saints, man. Yeah, that's true. All right, let me see what y'all talking about. Let me get further down here because y'all lighting up the chats. HK, what's up, man? Jared Morrison, he said, we ain't winning shit with these NFL refs. You facts with that. Them refs be going in, man. They going in. They said Eastside was probably the first ever cowboy content subscriber. Salute. Yeah. Salute to the OG. Eastside. Chris Davis, the other Chris Davis. What's up, man? He said, I didn't even know the Texans were still in the NFL. Still. Yeah, man. You gotta get him. You gotta get him, man. Hey yo, I'm yet to see a Cowboys fan respect or accept any type of criticism of their team. This shit is nuts. Yo, real rap. Bro, you don't know me, man. You really don't. I ain't gonna argue with you either. Cause you really don't understand where you at. You should probably do some research before you come on here saying that. Now you might go on some shows saying that, but you can't come here saying that. Cause that's all I do. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about no player personally. I respect them personally, but if they put out bad film and bad tape, I'm going to say it, and I will scream it to the heavens. So I don't know why you coming here saying that. Like, go somewhere else with that, because you not because you shouldn't be here, but because you here talking bullshit. Because that's damn sure ain't the truth. That ain't the truth. Anybody who know me know that. Go back and look at my content, and then you'll see. Like I don't gotta say it. Every year I'm coming at somebody, but I ain't got time to tell you that. You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of fan you is, though. You might be an Eagles fan or something. I don't know. The Cowboys huddle, they always talk about the NFC championship, but never how they're playing now. Facts. What gonna happen is all Cowboys creators will come out full force and will break them. Don't underestimate the Cowboys pull pull with us. Um Oh, that's facts. And tomorrow, speaking of which, I'll be with a couple of content creators on the roundtable. So shout out to those guys. Foots the King, Law Nation, Vach, Sky will be on tomorrow. 9 Eastern, 8 Central. He said the media sound like the government. Yeah. It is us versus everybody, Special K. He said, Okoye, if you could trade a player right now, who would it be? It would be Dorrance Armstrong very quickly. Number one, he's a paid logjam. And when I say logjam, he's a good player. Not great, but good. Um, no problem with him, but he's not good enough to be on the field more than Sam Williams. I don't think he's good enough to keep a Fahoko off the 53. I want to see Fahoko play because I think he can help us a lot in the run game, which Dorrance is not that guy. Dorrance can help with some pass rush, but everything that I can get from Dorrance, I can get from Fowler. So the most value right now to me is probably Dorrance Armstrong before people realize after this season that last season was a fluke because I don't think he's getting 8 sacks again, you know. So they should do it now if you're gonna do it because he ain't gonna give you that productivity, especially in this type of rotation. He would need to be the bona fide starter over there to give you that type of, you know, stats. He's not gonna get that because you can't give it to him because he's not it. You know, he's not it. Now, if he was a bona fide run stopper and could pass rush a little bit, like D Law is a bona fide run stopper. Pass rush still okay. He'll get there. You know what I mean? He get you some pressures. So if Dorrance was doing all that, and you couldn't run to his side, then you would keep him on the field more, and his rotations will only be when he's tired, like D Law. But Dorrance ain't that. Dorrance is a rotational player that should be going. Another player I would trade if someone wanted him is Curse. Why? Because you need Wanye Thomas on the field. If you're me, Wanye got to play. But I know they love Curse. I love Curse, honestly. I don't have a problem with Curse. I'm just being non-emotional about it, and I'm saying it because this is a meritocracy. The guy who plays best should play. And I think that a guy who deserves to play but's not playing better, I wouldn't ask a Curse to ride the bench. So I would allow him to go seek a trade or seek another team. But yeah, I would do that. Offensively, can't really think of nobody. Maybe Gallup, if you're talking offensively, a guy who's still good, you know, but you got some got a hefty check that I don't think he, even if he does live up to, you got to think about how this is going to shape out, you know, because you got Tolbert who definitely will start, I think, cutting into some of that time even this season if Gallup doesn't change. So Gallup's another guy that I will see what my value is now because if you get through a season, if you get through this full season and he's still not fully there, then you got a guy that's severely overpaid playing. And I'm not usually the one to talk about pay, but if he's still not fully recovered, you want to get rid of him before everyone else realizes he's not fully there. You know what I mean? So if since you asked, those are the people I would go after right now. For what though? I don't know. Bell is an excellent pass down linebacker. Of course, yep. All Cowboys creators will need to come together. The stupid media narrative can stop. We need to have Micah back. Oh yeah, we got his back. HK. I'm shocked Kellen didn't run a bubble reverse flea flicker jet sweep at the 30. That's all he used to do. Make sure y'all get the likes up, man, because I know how y'all are. Y'all be doing me dirty, man. But it's 200 of y'all here. Make sure I got 200 likes. Let me see. I mean, I'm gonna stop and check. I gotta start checking on y'all because y'all like kids with their homework, man. Y'all don't do the shit. Let me see what's up. Likes up to 144. Y'all still doing me dirty. Why y'all act like y'all just can't hit the like button? I don't get why y'all just. It's right there. It's right in front of your face. Just hit the motherfucker. Damn. I ain't even asking for no money. Hit the like button. Love and Aries, what's up with it? How you doing? How you doing? Nick Wright, not bad. No, Nick Wright is on point. I like Nick Wright. He very balanced, and so is Dave Hellman. I think his name is Dave Hellman. Always, I think that's his name. He always taken up too. Well, when we draft a linebacker, a LB Bell can get Curse spot, and Okoye, I wish they play Wanye more. I don't think Bell would get Curse spot because I think if I was going to replace Curse with somebody, it'd be Wanye because Wanye is the guy that he plays man very well. You got Hooker who's already signed. Wanye plays man very well, so he can play the strong. He can play in the box. He got the size. He's like a linebacker because he's 6'3". He's the same size as Bell, a little bit bigger, actually. He's 6'3", 220. Bell, I think, is 6'3", 218. Just they're about the same size, but faster and can play press man and can play over the top and he can hit. So I think Bell would lose that spot to Wanye because I think that Wanye is the better safety, if you ask me. Bell is a guy who probably is tighter in the hips as a safety, but fast. He's a fast linebacker, a slow safety, if you get what I'm saying. Like quick linebacker, because a slow safety is a quick linebacker. You know what I mean? So I think Bell is a linebacker. He's going to be a will linebacker for the rest of his career. I don't think he takes any safety spots. I mean, he might, but he ain't that slow. You know what I'm saying? He might, but I don't think so. Hold on, let me go get this super chat. Y'all been chatting it up, so I got a lot to read. Hold on, and I ain't got no glasses. Greg Starr, appreciate it. He said, "My thing is why they taking shots with Gallup and not with Cooks or Lamb." Well, that's not all their fault. You do know that, right? It's like you trying to get Gallup in the game. You get a matchup you like. It wasn't about taking a shot with Gallup. It was about the matchups that the Chargers were taking against Gallup. Um, 43 is who they were targeting. It had nothing to do with Gallup. So they were throwing at number 43 all day because they didn't want to throw at Asante Samuels Jr. So they threw at 43 the entire game, most of the game. They threw at 43. So when Gallup was on 43, they would throw at Gallup. They also did throw at him. You are right. That 50-yarder though, they threw at him while Asante was on him. But that's because they didn't think that they knew that they lulled him asleep. They probably didn't think that he would go after Asante Samuels deep like that, and he beat him. So to his credit, Gallup beat his ass to the point where he not only did he pass interference or defensive hold, whatever, but Gallup got two hands on the football. He just got to catch it. And that's one thing I know Gallup can do is catch crazy catches. He just didn't expect it. I gave him hell on Twitter, but I will give him the benefit that I gave Dak when Dak threw a lot of interceptions, and that's this. Gallup ain't the type to drop a lot of passes. That was never his thing. Gallup is the circus catch guy. So hopefully he gets it together. With that said, though, if he doesn't, I like Tolbert to do it. You know, I like it. But I don't think they were trying to, feed him the ball. I think it was just the matchups favored him because they kept putting the third string guy on Gallup. So he was supposed to eat. You know what I mean? HK, appreciate it. He said, "Gotta go, Okoye. Catch you at 3:30 a.m." Yeah, man. He must be at work. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let me go back up. Let me see what's going on. HK said LV is solid. Yeah, he's solid. Like he gonna be where he's supposed to be, but he's not good. I'm watching that Texans game too. But yeah, he gonna be where he's supposed to be. Gotti baby, Gotti baby. He said, "Yeah, we in here." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, we squabbling now." Yeah, I remember that. Y'all know nothing about Snowfall, man. For real, Popeye, but he real with it. He says good and bad and stays grounded. I don't know who you talking about. Maybe Nick. As far as right now, hold on, let me see. Judah said peace at Akoye. Judah's redemption, peace, man. You probably already going by now. Olukun, yeah. We got a linebacker like Olukun. That's what Evans is, bro. All right, that's where I was at. All right, let me go see what y'all talking about other than laugh. Said keep LV on the bench or trade him. Said LV is another first round bust by Dallas. I mean, you can't really call him a bust because he played 6, 7 years, 5 years, 6 years. Can't call him a bust, but he wasn't great. Evans was a dog at Bama. Clark was a dog at LSU. Yeah, both of those guys next to each other. I think he might get him back where he need to be. Take some notes. Tennessee D line is gonna grape. Uh, Who? I don't even know what else you said after that. Malero and Hios O-line 10 sacks. I don't know what you said. But yeah, don't say the grape word. We don't like grapes here. Overshine gonna be a missile. Yeah, but 2 years from now, though, I don't think Overshine gonna be quite right next year. If he is, that's gonna be a hell of a comeback. But he did get hurt early enough where he might be back to full speed by then. But usually it take a year. Hey Okoye, or Akoye, you should get a little more into YouTube if your schedule allows it. You would blow. We love your content, fam. I don't know how to get any more into YouTube than I already am. I think I'm on YouTube a lot. I need a team though, because I ain't got time to be cutting these 3-hour videos up and putting content out and breakdowns. And I got a lot of shit I do. So this is me. I jump on as far as I can or as much as I can. But yeah, without a team, it ain't gonna happen. I'm about to start paying a team though. Maybe I get some Filipinos to start doing work for me. But I was trying to do everything myself, but that ain't gonna happen, bro. Ain't gonna happen. But I do got a lot of content I need to get out there. Cushing, I know I like Cushing. Cushing was he was on steroids, but I liked his temperament. Yeah, Cushing was nice. That was a Texan that y'all had. Rolando McClain was nice too. He said he's 6'5", 260. He don't get run over. Don't care if he's cuddling running backs. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't supposed to get run over. You that damn big. He do though. Do you see what SAS said about why the Cowboys have higher expectations than the Eagles? No, I didn't. At this point, LV is making life decisions when he's out there. He's trying to preserve his career, but at the same time, he's hurting the run game. Yeah. He said, nah, Shannon definitely drank. He don't drink the way he was acting. What up, DCFL? We need to use Turpin to stretch the field. That's what Cooks is for, but Turpin can do it too, you right? I don't even know what Turpin is because I swore he had a high ankle sprain. I ain't never seen nobody come back after a high ankle sprain in 1 week. Like, that's crazy. He said, are you saying Shannon is sweeter than a box of zebra cakes? Here come the Saints. They coming back now. They said we ain't playing. Michael Thomas, you know he smoked weed. That boy lips is purple with a helmet on. I can see that your lips is purple with a helmet on, bruh. That means you rolling blunts all day long. They need to test this, man. If you still run that fast on weed, though, that's a gift. Let me see. 2 feet. Did he get his knee down? Oh, yeah, he got that down. Oh, yeah. That's nice. We know why they love the 49ers. Think about it. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. Just because he talks bad about the Cowboys, Lawdy. No, I didn't call him gay because he talk about the Cowboys, man. I had a reason for calling him that. You know what I'm saying? I had a reason for calling him that. It wasn't the Cowboys, man. I ain't that shallow. I don't care if somebody talk about the Cowboys that bad. Chris, what's up, man? He said, Koya, what's up? Where's the love for Brandon Aubrey? I mean, how much love you want me to get a kicker, man? Every time I'm on here, somebody tells me to get a kicker love. He a kicker. I like the kicker. He kicks. He kicks well. Do your job. But I don't trust kickers because they kick well for a while, like Bailey, like Mayhar, like Foles, whatever his name was. What was it? Folk? What was the boy name? We had some quality kicks. Zerline. We done had some quality kickers. They go to shit eventually. So he's good. I like him for now. Early today, that's 3 a.m. stretch changed your mind. I'm early today. That no, that 3 a.m. stretch, I just never recovered from it because I had a lot to do the next day and a lot to do today. I didn't do nothing today though. Honestly, my back was fucked up. I was in the gym with my fighters the other day. We all got hurt up in here. I'm like, man, I need to recover. I need to recover. I ain't no young boy no more. I gotta recover. You know what I mean? I'm 40, man. I'm a grandfather, for God's sakes. I am. I'm a grandpa, man. I don't look like it. I don't look like it, but I'm a grandpa, man. It's crazy. I feel like Micah should be playing linebacker right now just so we could keep the offense guessing of where he's going to come from. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And you have to think about it this way, and nobody can tell me different because now it's like becoming an issue. You can take Micah out of games. He was in 3 games where he didn't have a sack, and all of a sudden it's like people were talking about it as if that's a problem. And it is a problem when you're at the defensive end position. It ain't a problem at linebacker if you go 3 games without a sack. That's okay. Why? Because you could still have your impact on the game in other ways, whether you're forcing interceptions, hitting guys across the middle, forcing fumbles, sacking guys from the middle, rushing the A gap, or just standing in the A gap. Just stand there. When you stand in the A gap, you now make a center have to ask, is he coming or going? I don't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? So with Micah at middle linebacker, you make him one more just more dangerous, a little harder to find. But two, you make it so that everything, if you have another guy setting the edge, I say this all the time, they got to funnel all their traffic to Micah Parsons. So if he's in the middle of the field and you got to deal with him to get, man, crazy. But when he's on the right or the left, I can run away from him and just trap him. Just have somebody jump at his knees. He ain't got to hit him. He's just gonna slow him down so he can't pursue on the backside. Done. It's easy. Or you run in front side, he can't come get you because he got to set the edge. He got to keep contained instead of going and getting you. And he wants to go get you. That's why he gives up big plays on the edge, like he did against Dobbs, because he want to come get you. So let him do that. Let somebody else set the edge. I don't like Micah setting the edge on rush downs. Like, what are we doing? That's a waste of talent. What did LVE about to come force a fumble? Stop it. Megatwan, he said, "What up, AKOYE? I'm just coming in." Oh yeah, you missed a lot, bro. You missed a lot. Been knowing about Dallas since the '70s. We know what's up. Yeah, that's facts. You a '70s baby. I'm an '80s baby, bro. We superior. We superior. Why? Because we know y'all era, but we know new tech too. Like so, we like tweeners. Like we the last of the Mohicans. That's why I think '80s babies is like chosen ones. Some of them. Because we went through, we know what 8 tracks are, we know what cassette tapes are, we know what CDs are, but we also know how to use an iPhone, you know what I mean, in modern technology. But we know the past too. Kids from today don't even know what the fuck. They don't know no '70s music, '60s music. I put some James Brown on or the OJs or something like that. They like, what is that? You know what I mean? So we are good tweeners because we know we ushered in rap, but we also understand ancient culture, our ancient culture. So '80s babies is the shit, and I'm gonna keep saying that because I know '90s babies get mad when I do it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Okoye literally called out Dak when Dez was on the team. Facts. I don't know why they keep saying I don't do that, but I'm not going to do it to make you feel better. When it's somebody to talk shit about, I'm going to talk. That's you saying it. That's not accepting other motherfuckers saying it. Slow down when you read an old head. Damn, young boy, you must be from Philly because you talk greasy, mad disrespectful for no reason, man. That's how Philadelphians is, man. That's why I don't like you little motherfuckers, man. That's why I don't like y'all. It's like, I'm fucking with you, man. I don't care what you talk about, man. I really don't care what you talk about. But I'm gonna say this to you. Listen, when other people criticize, if you making some sense, I ain't got no problem with that. I told you I can't argue with Brunson because some of the stuff he say is true. Some of it's true. We just don't like hearing it. But when you've been kicking the shit out of a team, everybody's kicking their ass and talking shit about them. Who is supposed to talk nice about you if your fans ain't? Because they gotta do something. We gotta hold on to something. You know what I mean? You gotta understand that. Like y'all can cheer crazy for the Eagles or whoever you cheer for. Why? Because y'all have a mentality where y'all big up your team, but nobody's kicking the shit out your team. So y'all can accept a little bit of criticism coming from somebody else too, because it's like y'all don't care. You know what I mean? The Cowboys get shat on so much, like the fans are jumpy. I don't care about the fans that defend. I care about the fans who jump up and say what you saying. I got fans that say what you saying. Cowboys fans that say what you say. You know what I mean? You supposed to be saying that, so I don't give a shit about that. I care when Cowboys fans say it because I'm like, what kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? That's kind of nutty. I've been saying for a minute they need to use Turpin. He a playmaker. Yeah, Turpin is definitely a playmaker, bro. Said Curse is a locker room guy. Yep. He said, you don't know why we not using the 3 tight end formations? We are. We use them. We just don't use them all game. After watching the all 22, is your thoughts on Gallup still the same, or are you saying you want to see Tolbert more? You mean my thoughts on Gallup getting him out of here? I still want to see Tolbert worked in more. Yes, Tolbert does dirty work that I like. Not saying Gallup won't do it, but Tolbert will get other guys open all day. He don't mind doing clear out routes. He'll do all that, and he'll get you guys open. So I like seeing Tolbert on the field a little bit more personally. Um, However, um, I did listen to Schottenheimer. He's what changed me on Gallup a little bit. He was like, we're being patient, and I think Gallup was the type of guy that's going to recover and make those types of plays. They expect him to make those plays. So him saying they expect him to make those plays in the media is like, putting him on notice, like make those plays. Basically, is what he said. So I don't have to say I want to see Tolbert because you're going to see him if Gallup continues to not make those plays. But that's not me rooting against Gallup. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Gallup is, when he's healthy, my favorite receiver on this team. Why? Because he does the dirty work. When Coop was here, I like Coop. I mean, obviously Coop is better than Gallup, but I liked Gallup better than Coop because Coop to me was a Ferrari. Gallup was a Hummer. Gallup was a guy like he gonna go across the middle, he gonna go up over your head, he gonna go up over a number one receiver, corner, and smack him. Like he make he was here. He had that Dez in him where he wasn't scared of the moment, and ain't no bullies on the block that's gonna shake him up. So when he got that type of mentality, Gallup is a force to be reckoned with. But right now, he's not playing like that. So that's what we need to see. And if that guy is not coming back, then yeah, you got to give somebody else a shot. You know what I mean? Got to do that. He said Gallup has to go, and even if you keep him, why not put him in motion? Mike isn't using him right. Well, when you got clock issues or you got a lot of the motion is easy to do or easier to do when you're at home than it is on the road. People don't take that into account. We have a lot of pre-snap penalties because we got a lot of stuff going on, and it's a lot harder to have all those moving parts or for people to even hear what the quarterback is saying when you're on the road and it's loud. Now, if you're on the road and you're up, you can go into motion early in games, or you can go into motion when you're up. But if the team has momentum on you, all that motion stops because they can't hear you. They don't know what you're talking about. Like, they can't even hear your cadence. You got that clapping to try to get the ball height. That's hard to get a lot of guys in motion and do a lot of formation shifts when you have noise. And we've played 4 out of the first 6 games on the road. Keep that in mind. Nobody's thinking about that. But that's what plays into motion as well. Obviously, Mike is smart enough to say, let's move, but you want to move, but you also want to make sure you're not putting your guys in a stressful situation where they might give you a holding penalty off, or a false start penalty because they trying to figure out what's going on, or delay a game, any of that. They said no double reverses was in Kellen Moore's contract. Fact. Uh, I got you that light. Appreciate you, Cyrax. Appreciate it. He said, "Okay, I like Kurtz being benched. And you ain't got no heart, man." He said, "I don't like what I'm seeing from him on film." Oh yeah, Kurtz is definitely, definitely not doing the things that he was doing before. You know what I mean? Um, I think he might be getting a little slower, or he's just pressing too much and doing too much. But near the line of scrimmage, he's been playing okay. Like his tackles, and he got a sack and got some tackles near the line of scrimmage, look good. It's just him in coverage right now. He's not the cover guy he once was, unless he not in space. If he's playing off, he's not that. But press man against tight ends, he still got that. He still got that. But in space, he just hasn't been looking good. He said, Chris Davis said to roll a blunt or not to roll a blunt. I am really sitting here thinking. I mean, I feel you. I definitely be wanting some tree too, man. Dave Hellman is one of us, straight out of the mothership. Yeah, I mess with Dave Hellman. Gallup just had a bad game, but Dak was throwing dots. Yeah, Dak was putting it on him. Pause. He was so he put the ball in there. I want to see Turpin and Tolbert more. I want to see Deuce more too. He said, "Is Bell a rookie?" No. He said, "Imagine if Gallup was Coop." Yeah, Bell a rookie, Nizar, but it's his first year playing. Last year he was on the practice squad, I think. You said Gallup isn't an issue for you. I mean, I think they do press quite a bit. They just don't press when you play those bunch sets. So I don't think he needs to do it more. Keep up the great work. Waiting on the trade deadline. DC for life. Rich Coleman, appreciate it. And I'm definitely gonna keep it up, good brother. Um, who y'all want in the trade? Like who y'all? I mean, I don't know who on the trading block. I don't look, but who on the trading block that y'all will go after? I heard that they brought in some guards for workouts and some tight ends for workouts. So I mean, Hendershot better watch it. So Shoemaker better watch it. You know what I mean? McEwen better watch it. They got tight ends coming in. That means y'all ain't. It's three of y'all, four of y'all. Four, is it four of them? Stevens is gone. Yeah, it's three of them. It's three good tight ends. McEwen. No, it's four of them. Shoemaker, McEwen, Hendershot, and Ferg. There's four of them. It would have been five if Stevens was here, but if Stevens was here, Hendershot was gone, or McEwen was gone. But they ain't doing shit. You target any of those other guys, it's like they shit the bed. Ferg should be getting all of the targets. I don't even think we need another tight end. I don't know why they don't trust Ferg enough, but just give Ferg the fucking ball. Every time he get the ball, good things happen. I don't know why you wouldn't keep giving him the ball. He don't do nothing bad with the ball in his hand. When he got the ball, he go forward and he take guys with him. When he's playing, when we played that Jets game, every time he got hit, he was like Witten. Witten would fall forward slowly, taking guys with him. That's what Ferg do. He get hit, he take you with him. He take you with him. He said, I love this format though. On some channels, you gotta send a super chat to get acknowledged. Oh no, I'm gonna talk to you. You know, it would be nice. I should probably do that. Damn, the Jags is real, huh? Y'all out there, Trevor Lawrence out there scoring. Yeah, but it would be nice. I probably should do that. I'll probably make more if I made y'all do that. But I don't know. I just like I don't have anything. I don't have a script. Like if you look down, if I showed you my table, I don't have a script. I ain't write nothing down. I just write the title and then start talking, and then we kind of carry a conversation. I'm talking to all of you. So what you ask makes me stem off. It's like watching a Bandersnatch. You ever seen that? The Black Mirror, John, where your decision changes the entire movie. The things y'all say change the show based off of the questions you ask. I said, get the likes to 200. Yeah, I ain't mad at you for that one, bro. Yeah, get them to 200. Said Cooks looked amazing on that sweep. JP, what's up, bro? He said smokes the purple haze. Oh yeah, he do. Yeah, finally getting the Mike Thomas comment and reaction. Everybody know I personally in the league smoke, bro. We ain't slowing down a nigga that work out every day. Bullshit. You crazy, bro. I got fighters that get slow as fuck when they come in high. So they damn sure do slow you down because your mind ain't the same. But when you are working out, what it does do though, it relaxes the body. So you could probably do yoga real well. You could focus. You can a kicker probably be cool on some weed. You know what I mean? But quick twitch is not what we do, bro. Stop it. You gotta try to teach me, young boy. He said the late night streams were goaded though. Oh, I ain't gonna stop. Them just not doing it today. I'm gonna keep doing it. I gotta be here at 11 anyway, right? I got clients that are here, and I close up at 11. So that's why I'm always here at 11. So when I get here at 11 and I close up, I'm like, why not? The setup is here. Might as well just come down here and do the show. So it's good for me to do them late. So I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep doing them because I gotta be here anyway. So why not? You know what I mean? They all own they all own Skip Bailey's money because he taught them that hating the Cowboys is where TV money is. Oh yeah, he did though, didn't he? He did. He gets to be the cowboy hero, and they get to be the villains. Yeah. That's true. What's up, Coach? What's up with you? Chris Davis said he a grandfather also. I want Tyrus Wheat to play so badly, given more snaps. He's the physical linebacker we need. He reminds me of Evans. Yeah, but why they had him in space on Keenan Allen? I'm like, what type of? I don't care what defense you running. Don't let me see no Tyrus Wheat or no goddamn Keenan Allen. Don't let me see that again. He wasn't a man, I don't think, but he was the only person near him. I ain't like that. So I don't know what was going on there, but he didn't play much after that play though. So they must have figured it out. He said, "Who would I like us to trade for?" I hear a lot about Henry. Everybody talking about Henry. I wouldn't mind it, but I think now that they took Malik Davis and put him on the active roster, you got two good physical running backs now that can make some noise with Tony Pollard, I think. So probably won't do that. But Henry would be cool. You can go back and get Zeke too. I don't mind a cheap Zeke. Cheap Zeke or Henry. They ain't even been running Zeke like that, so his legs is fresher than they usually are. So I would take that. Who else is out there that's like, I mean, you could pick up Fournette off free agency. I think he got some life left. Um, Outside of that, Pitts from Atlanta, trade for him. I know he probably want to get out of there. Pitts with Ferg would be crazy if he can block a little bit. I don't know if Pitts can block, but if he can, then yeah, that would be dope. I think Micah thinks he can't win Defensive Player of the Year at linebacker, which is false. He definitely can. Well, when you think about the body of work he's putting together, Defensive Player of the Year ain't got nothing to do with just being a defensive end. If you're a middle linebacker, which he was his first season, getting 13 sacks, and if you got 13 sacks, but you like a 100 tackle, 150 tackle guy, and then you got another 10 sacks in there with some pressure, man, the type of shit they had to say about you if you're a middle linebacker with double digit sacks every year, plus interceptions and forced fumbles and middle and tackles, like you got to be. You got to be. And when they flex him out into the slot like they just did Tyrus Wheat, and he guarding guys like Keenan Allen and guarding them up, because Micah can do shit like that. I know why now. He a Gemini. Geminis is like jacks of all trades and shit. And Micah is one of those guys. Like he don't have a position. He could do everything on the defense. So he could definitely be defensive player of the year if he played linebacker. I just believe so. Micah have at least 4 or 5 games without getting sacked every year. You right, moves Brown. It's true. That's true. Well, so do most defensive ends. Otherwise, they would have 18 sacks a season. They don't. Got a grandson and a granddaughter. I got a grandson, little Izzy. We are the ish though. 80s babies. Yeah, 80s babies is the shit. Loving. Mr. Wright, Megatwan, appreciate it. He said, "What's the running back issue now? I see people now saying it's play calling, but where was that last year? TP not a number one, and he is seeing it now. Yeah, TP not a number one, man. Yeah, he not. It's not that he can't get you big plays. It's just the physicality. And if when Zeke was running 15 times for 30 yards, if he'd have done that, y'all have crucified Zeke for doing it. TP just ran 15 carries for 30 yards. That's 2 yards a carry, literally. No sauce, nothing extra. That's bad, man. TP is and it's not blocking. I don't want to have to show it, but I don't want to have to find it. That's the problem. And to find it, I don't have it teed up where I can see that clip fast enough to make it worth my while, right? But there's a play in the Chargers game where he had a cutback lane. Ferguson had sealed the edge. He could have cut back. He kept it front side, and there was no gap there. But that's because he took off when he grabbed the ball. He wanted to hit the line running, and he took off running, and he didn't have time to cut because he's running too fast. He wasn't patient on that run. That same run he ran against the 49ers, he started off slow, then peeled back fast, right? Cool, and it worked. The two plays we looked at a week ago, where he fell down on those tosses to the outside. That was all on TP. So the blocking has been pretty good. TP is not visually doing what he's supposed to do, and he's not hitting the hole right. He's not. Moves Brown, he said, "Nah, I only give you the lingo so you know I'm from Philly, OG. It's respect." No doubt, man. No doubt. I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I was talking shit to you too, though, bro. When I sound like you little motherfuckers, I'm not talking to you, obviously. Oh, yeah, you know I ain't talking to you. You here? I thought that was a sack. No, I ain't talking to you here, man. But I knew you was from Philly based off the lingo, though, for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. As I know how you talk, man. Like old head, like damn, you gonna come at me like that? You know what I'm saying? Greg Starr, you said that real quick. Some of them, yeah, 80s babies lost for real. Some of them, yeah. Some of them lost to the motherfucker. Yeah, some of them lost. Coach said, "Are you got time to talk tonight?" Uh, yeah, I got a little minute. Well, let me do something first though. Where my phone at? The fuck? Oh, yeah, let me clock my folks out real quick. Bear with me for a second. I clock out one of my clients. Hmm. My bad, Joe. I gotta clock these folks out. Off the fingertips. Damn. You gotta catch that, pimpin'. My bad, Joe. I'm coming. This is how I pay the bills, though, so I can't play with my money. You know what I mean? They lost. Saints lost. All right, we done with that. All right, yeah, I'm gonna give you a link, coach. We get in and talk for like 20 minutes, something like that. Hold on a second. Boom. Copy the link. Boom. Edit. All right. It should be updated if you look into the if you look in the description, you should see the link in there, coach. It's in there. Week one, we saw Turpin in the backfield and he got a TD, but we haven't seen him in the backfield since. Yeah, they don't do enough using them. They need to make people feel it when they use them. Exactly. The biggest problem I have with mainstream media, what they say is so obvious, it's just for clicks. Yeah, that's the world we live in with all media in general. Hot takes is news now. Yeah, anything salacious is going to lead. If it bleeds, it leads. Same here. I'm with you on the Gallup take. He is my favorite guy when healthy. He played physical. Yeah, that's why I call him Baby Dez. Who is Baby Dez? Gallup is Baby Dez, bruh. Gallup was that dude before he got hurt, man. Yeah, he was. Who making that noise out there, man? Stop playing with me, man. Ain't nobody supposed to be in this yard. That's a great explanation about the motion. Yeah, that's why we don't do it on the road. People just be thinking like you just go in motion or go in motion when you can't hear if you want to. It's gonna be a problem. I see you, coach, about to let you in 2.5 seconds. Good brother. All right, let me see. All right, there we go. OG.
What's going on, AKOYE, man? What's going on, my man?
What's good with you, man? It was good. Good to be
Hey,
seen.
hey, I
Everybody,
thought you,
hold on, before you start, go just testing. Can everybody hear him? Give me just a, yeah, or whatever. I want to make sure they can hear you before we get deep in that conversation. They ain't saying nothing yet. Hold
yeah, man. Oh, I feel bad for my tight end guy.
on. Hold on. Oh yeah, they can hear you. All right, cool. What's up, coach?
What's going on, man?
You said you feel bad for the tight end.
Yeah, man.
Who?
For the Saints tight end, man,
Oh,
he's not the starter. He's the guy that came in, man, and he's a backup, man. Guys get their chance, man, and that's a tough one right there. That's a
yeah.
tough one, man. But that's the life of football, man.
I
That's the
mean
life.
that the game was designed for him to tie it up and win it late, or he could have won that. It was designed for it, and he let it bounce off his hands like that. That's craziness.
Yeah,
That'll
but,
that'll make or break you. You got
yeah,
to catch that, and that was an easy catch. It wasn't even a bullet. That was the softest, easiest catch
right out
ever.
that corner.
Nobody guarded you. None of that. You will never get an opportunity again, bro.
Yeah,
He ain't getting another opportunity.
but Corey, I thought your show would be good, man. If I give you we had some pushback on some things. I know we're gonna agree on some of the topics that
I like no men, not yes men, man. So
I got some
disagreeable is my
pushback.
thing, man. Let's go.
I'm an offense. I started my career. I played college football as offensive lineman, and
Mm-hmm.
this coaching job was offensive lineman, and so I have an offensive line mentality. So and the defense, I've been a defensive coordinator before I was a head coach also.
Right.
So
Right.
I just think we killing TP for the wrong reasons here. And
Let's
listen,
go. Come on.
and
Let's hear it.
I understand when we did your clips on TP about those plays in San Francisco that were where he should have stayed outside. But when I got to San Diego, my evaluation, and as I went back and looked, and I said this through our live stream.
Before you go to San Diego, because you can't go to San Diego without giving him the credit for the 49er games, though, for the 49er plays. So was that a touchdown on the outside when Tyler Smith threw Warner 20 yards downfield? Was that a potential touchdown play, or usually a touchdown play with the TP that we came to know and love, right?
Yeah, and I think that first play, I think you point out two plays in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The first play, I think when you were absolutely right about he cut back and he should have stayed outside. That could have been a touchdown. But this is what I say about running backs, just like I say about receivers and quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
They can make wrong reads as well. They don't always pick it right when they
but that's like a hell of a wrong read where I mean the play is a sweep to the outside. Everybody's cracking everybody inside anyway. You can see that. There is no reason pre-snap to even think of cutting inside. And then post-snap, unless somebody's driving to the outside hard and cuts that off, what would be your excuse for cutting it back in? It would be none. And he had the edge with free blockers. Now, I gave him that because of that. So I'm looking for a recovery in the in the LA Chargers game. I'm looking for him to bounce back from the 49ers game. And he did worse, in my opinion. I mean, I give him the passes. The passes was cool, but the runs was trash.
He did worse. I don't think he did worse.
Explain.
And I heard you say about the offensive line blocking. Mm-hmm. It's not clean, AKOYE. It's not clean at all. And we delegated, and see, I'm a Zeke guy just like you, right? And we killed Zeke last year because of these same reasons we talk about Tony Pollard right now. It's not clean.
Okay, and you're right. You're right. I'm not going to argue with that.
clean.
And the reason this game in particular wasn't clean is because what formation were we running out of?
We run out of shot. We ran out of shotgun, but most of our run game is out of shotgun. Is not clean. But I don't even think that's the real reason why
Why you think it is?
It was two reasons why it wasn't clean. One, and let me give the Chargers some credit as well.
Mm-hmm.
They had a linebacker out there that we would the type of linebacker we wanted to
Number 9
play the run. That's how they was attacking the run sits. And what verified that was, you know, when you listen to the sounds of the sideline, the actually running back coach said that to the running backs on the sideline, say, hey, those linebackers are flowing fast. So we got it. It may be some cutbacks there. He told them that early in the game that there may be some cutbacks there because they were flowing fast.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get the cutbacks because the cutoff blocks were just
now that's where I'm gonna challenge you at. I've watched 3 different plays from the Chargers game where TP had cutback lanes, but he stayed front side anyway. And it's 2 options you got, and it's like it's like he got brain fog or something. Because if you're going to stay front side, you notice if you're going to stay front side, you got to beat that linebacker to the spot. You got to beat them to the gap, and you got to beat those defensive linemen till they set. So you got to hit that hole. You can't pussyfoot in the hole if you're going front side with it. Now, if you're going to cut it back, you could be a little bit more patient, and you kind of like want to hold your blocks to the front side so that you can put your foot in the ground and make that one cut and go. He was doing neither. Like, you pussyfooting, but then stay front side with it. You're not going to get anywhere with that, especially if you're not a power back. And that's what he was doing. He wasn't hitting the gap fast enough, and then he wasn't cutting it back either. So I'm like, you got to choose one. You can't not hit the gap hard if you gap running and you're not planning on cutting back. Like, which one are you doing? What you doing?
I think one, we think that this is a zone read run attack, which is not.
Nope.
It's a trap attack where they've been pulling most of the time,
right?
But it just ain't clean. And here's my defensive coordinator side comes out.
Okay,
they just like quarterbacks. Running backs are just like quarterbacks. If they don't get confidence, if you don't make the holes clean early, right? You get that hesitation because you don't get if you don't allow them to get to the line of scrimmage and early in the game, and you're jamming those holes, you get that hesitation.
Oh no, the Eagles had that problem against the Jets. The Jets did the same thing to them. They start getting a lot of tackles for loss. They lost confidence in the run, and even the play caller going to lose confidence in the run because they get ill gains for it. But here you go. Here's your issue. Here's my issue. You got guys like Zeke, who I already know. I agree that Zeke was getting beat up for the same thing, but Zeke would get yards out of those things. And guess who else is getting yards out of those same sloppy looks? Rico get you yards even when it ain't clean. So I don't got a problem with TP needing the clean blocks and so on. Make it so that he's the change of pace back that we want. Like, you wasting them. If we're not going to get clean blocks anyway, you're wasting TP running them into a dust of smoke anyway, because that ain't what his body built for. You put Rico on that, you put Hunter Lipke on that, and let them be sledgehammers and tone setters, and then let TP run the edges the way he wants to. And at that point, if we're running consistently, if you're going to run a guy that needs to be able to get a dirty 3 to 4 yards, it ain't going to be TP that's going to get you that. TP going to get you where TP will get you 1 yard. Hunter Lipke, Rico might get you 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Zeke might get you 3 or 4. TP gonna get you 1 running up the middle because he not running 2 contacts for nobody right now on a coming off an injury and a franchise tag where he playing for his career right now. He not running the contact. He not gonna do it.
Koye, I watched this. I watched I watched them all the games.
Yeah.
The game he ran for 125 yards this year. That was a workhorse type thing. There was no real long runs in that, but those were tough yards.
You proving my point, though.
And here it is. The reason I said that was he ran better when we didn't have our starting offensive line which I said some of these younger guys, when they were trying to kill the free agent guy we got that was playing left tackle, and we had Bass in there. They were finishing guys.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with the run game. When I talk about the run game, we're not finishing blocks.
Yeah.
We're not finishing. We're not making it clean. We're not finishing blocks.
Yeah.
And I said before the season started, I said before the season started, I said Tony Pollard's gonna get. There's a thing where you get running back one. The backup is always the better guy when he come in and he run for 5 or 6 yards, and you're gonna feel that. And and defenses are gonna play the run more aggressively for you than they're gonna play it for the next guy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get those type of things. But again, I saw Tyler Smith have problems. I saw Biotis Biotis did not have a good game at all.
And I saw Biotis miss a block all the way, altogether. Just one. I ain't see a bunch of.
And it's not just one person. As you know, in a run game, you can't. We just having we misfiring, and I see why we bringing in tight ends now, because I thought we are gonna get a better blocking performance out of Shoemaker than we're getting, but we're not. And when we got a pull scheme, people think it's the pull guy that's the most important. It's the down blocks where you got angles that you cannot. We don't even want you to move them 4 yards. We want you to move them even at least a couple of inches. So when the pull guy get there, and then we can get
he can turn upfield. He can't turn if you don't pin. You got.
But then we got Tyler Smith, a guy that is our great guard. And he gets blown up by a defensive end. And so what you do is you kill the confidence of the running back when you don't let them see green.
Yeah, I'm feeling you when it comes to confidence and the blocking not being perfect, right? I get you on that. But just like you said, a running back is just like a quarterback, right? A quarterback don't get an excuse when his offensive line is a little bit shaky. He still got to figure out a way to be productive with that. And so does my running back. You can't give me 15 carries for 30 yards. I don't give a damn what the line doing. If I give you 15 carries, you got to get me more than 30 yards. And you can't tell me every single time he ran, the line was just horrible. Every time he touched the ball.
Let me give you this sequence right here that would have been a TP sequence, right? And his blocking has been in very impressive, right? When he caught the swing, the pass, he got 60 yards.
Right.
Next play, they only ran outside 2 times. One, he got 7 yards with Tyron Smith. That was a great play. They came back. The next play, it went on the timeout. TP came out the game, but they did a timeout. He came back in the game. The next play, they gave him a run around the other end, outside, made a guy miss, got a 9-yard gain, called it back because CeeDee Lamb was holding.
Yeah, I seen that.
We get to the first down. We go 2 cup plays. CeeDee Lamb catches the first down.
Well, that's partially play calling too, because but you proving my point when I say this, and the reason I say it is a lot of people, and it's a tough. You already know, toeing the line, but I think like a coach. You are a coach. I say what I feel based off of the film, and sometimes it's not popular, right? Me saying that TP needs to be a change of pace guy is not saying I don't like TP. As a coach, if I'm saying, hey, it's causality, cause and effect. Last year, I got more out of you with less, right? I got more out of you with less snaps. He still had 1,000 yards and he was very productive. But why? Because the dirty yards, meaning just like I say, and you know this because you play and you a defensive coordinator and you was an offensive lineman, so you know this, right? You know this. A 1-yard run hurts the defensive lineman for moments of the game, maybe quarters, maybe the entire game. He's still feeling whatever you did to him. You might have chopped his legs out, put a helmet on his knee. He feel that the whole game. But so does a running back. So when you have my running back running for 1 yard and getting cracked by defensive ends and linebackers for a 1-yard gain, he's not as fresh when I need him to make a big play later in the game. So luckily he made that 60-yard gain. But that game that you talked about when you said he ran 23 times and got 123 yards, dirty yards, and it wasn't long runs, that's my point. He is not the type of back that you can do that with for an entire season. And I proved this from last year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because
he's not that guy. And I don't want him to be that guy. I think you get more out of TP using him as a weapon like Alvin Kamara than you ever will putting him in there saying, just run 23 times a game. He should get 23 touches, 20 touches a game, but it does not have to be on the ground. He can get 10 carries, 10 targets, or 15 carries, 5 targets, however you want to do that. You just need to get him the ball in space like they did on the edge. Like you said, both edge runs were good. And then him in space as far as the pass game. At the end of the game where Dak missed him, that was a great read. And then also the pill-off play where he pinned, he blocked and released and got the 60 yards. That type of stuff is what you want TP doing. You don't need TP on 3rd and short or on anything up the middle. For real. I don't the way his body look when he gets hit up the middle, he's not gonna last doing it. He's not gonna last doing it. Now, people can do it. They can do it if they want to. But if a guy gets severely hurt off 190 carries, why would I think next year he need 240? Why would I think that?
And I don't even think this offense. I don't think this offense is gonna give him 240.
They're gonna try to give it to him.
Well,
but he's gonna be a dead duck. They do it, and that to me hurts the team. You're not getting the productivity you're supposed to get out of him when he is there, and he's not gonna be here if you keep running them the way we run them, regardless of what the line doing.
I said this a couple of weeks ago. The guy that the time I'm gonna have him get his 25, and he may get more carries, and he may get more catches, is always against San Francisco. And in the last 3 times he done played San Francisco combined, he ain't got 20 touches yet. And when you put them all together.
Well, one game he got hurt, so that don't count.
But
the first time he wasn't really a centerpiece, a main piece. So that one does count.
He got 8 touches. The second game he got hurt. I think the first was the series in the third quarter.
He had 5 touches that game, right?
Yeah, third quarter he didn't give a 5 touches.
Right.
And all of the touches he got is productive. And I can tell you for a fact, San Francisco, that's who they don't want to touch the ball. They don't want you to get the ball. They don't want you to
run the edges. Yeah, anybody run on the edges against San Fran, you're gonna have.
They don't want you to work him. So
yeah,
if you run away from him, and I felt that we are going to the Charger game, and then we'll give him a lot more touches in San Diego. I just don't understand.
San Fran game was totally TP's fault because he wasn't ready for the moment, in my opinion. I think he got ready, but then he did it again in the San Diego game or in the Chargers game. San Fran game, he was running well. He ran good on that forced fumble. That would have been a good series because he already started. You don't know how that series would have ended had he not fumbled, but he already started off well with that run. That was a good run that he fumbled on. That was a good run. And that was like a 7-8 yard run. So he fumbles on that, and then they go away from him. They only ran one more time. One more time in the first half after that fumble. So that was his fault, and they lost confidence in him because of it. But I will say you can't do that if you're coach. But I would just say, bring another guy in there and let them do the job. Let them do that dirty work, man. But TP had that fumble, and he had those 2 plays to the outside that one of them would have been a touchdown last year. It looked just like the play he ran 58 yards on against the Saints, just like the play he ran 50-something yards against the Bengals. That's that same sweep. So for him not to know how to set up his blocks when he's been setting up those same blocks for the last 2 years doing it, it was no excuse for him laying down on those plays. And a running back, a running back that sees a corner, they love that. They salivate. You got one man to beat, and it's a corner. You see what he did to the corner on the 60-yard pass. Corner tried to toss him down. He run right through him like it's nothing. When you see a corner, you supposed to go at the corner. You don't run away from corner action and running back inside to a lineman or a linebacker. You go at the corner. Even if you got to go at him full speed ahead, put your head down and get the dirty yards off of it, you go at that corner. I remember the Giants used to do that with Tiki and with Brandon Jacobs. They would take Brandon Jacobs and run him right at Terrence Newman on purpose. You know why? Because right after that, they're going to go attack Terrence Newman in the air because they're hoping that the attrition from them running at him affects his coverage ability.
Right, it will. But
exactly.
I think the narrative with TP in the San Diego game. I mean, this keep saying San Diego, this Chargers game, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we don't get the holding call on the 9-yard run, I believe they were gonna keep getting him the ball till he got in the end zone. And then when they got on the goal line, the first play they ran when they got first and goal, he's supposed to score. We leave the best defensive lineman, their guy, and we don't even block him at all.
That was bad.
I mean,
that was bad. But he also his first carry, what happened? Derwin James hit him and he fumbled again. His knee was down. But
when he came down the ground,
that ball went flying out there again. And the crazy thing is, he's holding on for dear life, and it's still flying out of there because they knocking the shit out of him.
And then you got 2 plays. You get lost yards in your carries because we don't block nobody, and we let a defensive lineman and a linebacker in the backfield and hit you. So when you lose yards and you get carries. And I don't think the run game was created because you got yards on the outside, and it's the same old thing we've been doing.
They're gonna get. I think the run game gonna get cleaned up because
it just gotta get clean.
It's gonna get clean. It's gonna get clean.
If it gets
because they wasn't playing together. They haven't. This is the first time all those guys played together in years now, right? So
and I just think it's one thing that I would change.
Go ahead.
And it's not continuity.
Go ahead.
I got to tap into the nasty.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
They got to tap into that nasty again.
Oh, you mean all of them? Yeah.
They got to tap into.
I think it's because it's early in the season. You got guys like Tyron that's doing the same thing TP doing, playing to not get hurt a little bit. So when you said they wasn't finishing blocks, I kind of get it because here's the problem with finishing blocks, and I think it's because of Solari. I like Solari, and I think Solari's smart. You don't want – it's a fine line between finishing a block and then pancaking too much. You don't want your guys pancaking. You get a lot of injuries. Tyler Smith, everybody loved the way Tyler Smith blocked, and it looked good. It's good to get those poster shots, right? But every time he do it, he falling into somebody's shin, somebody's knee, last year he hurt Connor McGovern doing that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you don't want your lineman to end up on the ground every play unless they have space around them where all right, when I pancake this guy, it's no collateral damage. When you finish in blocks in the trenches, though, there's collateral damage. So you're not going to see some of these veteran guys flopping all over the place because they don't want to hurt themselves or each other.
Yeah, but you as you know this too, Koye, if you play the game scared and you let the dog get on you, you get it back.
Yeah, you either hit the dog or the dog bite you. Like you got to choose.
So you can't. Once the dog bites you first, you can't get it back.
First blood, that's your ass. Yeah,
and that's what I said about the San Francisco game was. I can tell you this, and we'll move on to my next top. But
go ahead.
The first play when I was on the live stream, first play of the game, and this set the tone of the whole game. First series, San Francisco had the ball. They ran directly at Micah Parsons. They didn't care if they got 1 yard, 2 yards, or whatever.
They're going to make them work.
Directly at him.
Yep.
Our mentality come in, we get our first play, and we leave Bosa unblocked, going away from him, and he just slides down the line and make a tackle. You just let the monster out because you didn't touch him even the first play. You don't do that.
No, you got a point. Mike McCarthy a little conservative, man. Sometimes I don't like.
First play. You don't let them get off. One thing about defensive linemen, if you let a defensive lineman get off early, it's gonna be hard to gain that back on them later on.
Yeah.
So
You got to smash it.
you got to take that away, and that.
So what you think, since you on that, right? Do you think that Micah should be a defensive end full time?
Oh, well, I'm totally on you on that, because I posted on Twitter well before the season started, because I said Micah Parsons is the first player that could be a 125 tackle, 15 sack, 3 interception guy that ever played in the NFL. No player has ever got those type of stats in a season.
Somebody need to keep saying it though. He need to hear those clips so he can ask. I need to go back to middle linebacker, coach. You need to say it. They let him do whatever he want.
I put that out so many times, because what I said was, I need my best player to impact more plays on defense in just the passing plays, because he's not going to impact every passing play, because it's going to be a quick pass here. It's going to be a
you wasting him on those downs.
I need him in a position where the offense says that he can affect 85% of the plays we're going to run. He got a chance either to blow it up, cause disruption, or something.
You seen the one play, he had like 3 snaps at linebacker in the Jets game. Like 3. Now, he ran down there. I don't know if he was playing linebacker on this particular play, but he ran down there and just yanked the ball out of Cook's hand, like, come on, give me, and snatched the ball and took it. I'm like, yo, how often you think he gonna do that? Like, if you put him at middle linebacker, you can't run away from him. You could try to mismatch him and put him against receivers if you want to. He could do that too. So it's like he will show his greatness. They will be showing his greatness by putting him in the middle, because he can do things like if you run in a cover 2 and he got to run deep middle, he can run with wide receivers, no problem. You know what I mean? So the things that he'll be able to do if the game slows down, it's not going to slow down in the middle. You're going to have to take some of the growing pains, because it's not going to slow down in the middle for him until you give him reps in the middle. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to overplay some things. That's going to be fine, though, because over time, after probably 3-4 games of being that true middle linebacker, he's going to get it. And he's still going to get his pressures and his sacks, because he's not going to be playing linebacker a full game. I don't mind you saying second half, after the game is in hand, he a defensive end. Or we up 14, he a defensive end full time. If we up, when we down, and when they're going to be running and it's a balanced game, he go back to linebacker. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of the games, early downs, and in balanced games where it's a close game, like if it's close the entire game, like that last game we just played, and they're going to be running the entire game where the offense can run the ball and affect you with play actions and the run game the entire game, you need to be a linebacker.
Mike Parsons' speed, I don't think people understand, speed off the ball can be dangerous. And teams won't screen us as much, because you got a guy that can hunt from the inside out that got the same speed as a running back, and lineman trying to get out there and block him as fast and strong as he is. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have receivers that don't want to come and hit a guy that powerful that's coming that fast. So the speed off the ball is crucial to what he can do.
He's gonna kill screen passes. You can't block him in space. So you're right. Go ahead. He gonna kill screen passes. He's gonna get to the gap first. He's gonna beat the guys that's peeling off on the second level trying to get to him. They're not gonna be able to combo block him. You're gonna have to zone block, or you're gonna have to change your entire blocking scheme to deal with him. Because
and AKOYE, the reason why that he got this defensive end thing came out, because this is it's not only a pass happening, it's a pass happening society, and a John Madden society.
Yeah.
Right. So then they want to say, well, he's not gonna get paid. Well, let's put it like this. TJ Watt is listed as linebacker.
Right.
TJ Watt makes $28 million a year. He got his contract before Donald. He made $28 million a year. Parsons at linebacker, free safety, strong safety, he gonna make $30 million regardless. It ain't got to be defensive end.
No, so don't.
If he got 13, 14 stacks, I said earlier, during the summer, I said if Devontae David can get 10 sacks in a year playing middle linebacker, what do you think Micah
And
Parsons?
Devin White, those guys. Michael would make them look crazy, man.
Right. Like, so he would affect more parts of the game, and you can always use him in pass coverage and put him in on inline to rush the passer in downs. But him coming up, centers and guards don't want to see him blitzing because because he's a different type of guy.
Well,
he's not a normal linebacker blitzer.
And when a guy is mugging the line of scrimmage, so if you standing if he's standing right in the A gap at the pre-snap when they mugging the line of scrimmage, and all the linebackers is right up on the line. The amount of attention he can get, even when he's dropping back in coverage, he might be spying or dropping back in coverage, but if he stands right over that center's head right before the snap, they still gonna pinch and allocate resources to him just for him standing there. So he even makes the other four guys just as effective, even when he's dropping back to pass, even when he's not coming. It don't matter because they now are trying to pinch him, and then you getting one-on-ones on the edge on the outside. So if you wide nine like the Chargers just did us, you wide nine and you put him down and have him standing over center for a series or two, you still affecting the pass on those early downs, and they can't run because you're not going to run at him either. Why he's standing right there? You can't run away from him either. So if you put him in the middle, you make this defense what they keep saying it is, which is an elite defense. It's elite.
I'm gonna tell you what will make him even better at middle linebacker. And I said this since he was a linebacker his first year. With his speed and agility, put him with a real thumper, and he would go crazy.
Him and Evans.
Another guy to say, I'm gonna go in here and blow it up, Parsons, and you go chase.
Him and Evans right there next to each other, man. Evans is more of a Sam that will come down and be that hammer that you want him to be. But Micah could be a Sam too. Micah a tone setter. He can get down there and do it too. But having him flow like a Will, like playing where Sean Lee was at, is crazy. That would be crazy. You're right. You're right about that.
Let somebody force it into me, and everybody else will eat. You will eat part because now I can let you freelance because I got a guy back there that can say, "Hey, I can scrape and get here, but you got to let you be free." That's what I said. You can't put Parsons beside a guy that ain't gonna force the action. Right. That's not. You need somebody to. It's almost hey, we force it, and I got the cleanup guy. We're gonna force it, and we're gonna clean it up. Right. And now you got that thumper you got to have that mentality. So now Parsons is always playing forward because he's a forward player. If you watch him at linebacker, his first step is forward because he feel I got the speed to get back. Right. I ain't got to worry about stepping back.
I don't care about that.
To get back. I can come forward wide open. Yeah. Our linebackers are afraid to come forward, or they're not taught to come forward. Seems like, right? Because they're scared they can't get back.
Right. So because Dan Quinn's he wants to get there with four, so he wants when he plays linebacker, he wants your linebackers. When they say off ball, he mean off ball. He means
off ball, and
he mean it. Yeah. And don't bite on play action, none of that. He don't want to give up nothing.
Him to be in the right spot. And our linebackers play like we want to be a body that's covering up space, But you need guys to blow the things. You need guys blowing things up, and that's what Bell did. Bell said, "Hey, man, this past game, he said I ain't gonna be waiting for these guys to come at me. If I wait for them to come at me, I'm done.
They're gonna kill me. Yeah, you got to go get it. You got to go get it. Yeah, he went and got it though, and that's all you. If you know what it is, like if Micah was playing in Bell's position, and Evans is that thumper, the way this defense will look is crazy, And then on top of that, like I said, the things that he can do, the things he can show you. He would get stats, like you said, that are different than any other player on the defensive side of the ball.
He would be legendary. And I think some people get so wrapped up in sacks. Yeah. But I heard Micah Parsons say earlier, he's not worried about sacks, he's worried about impact plays. But that's where he's going to get the most impact
because
plays.
Everything got to go to you. Everybody who even saying that Hankins and Mozzie, they're like, what's up with Hankins and Mozzie? Nobody's running up the middle on us. And the fact that you got both those guys here, that are soaking up double teams. I'm watching our line soak up double teams. If you see guys getting double teamed or holding their double teams up, right? Because they're really doing defensive holding, but you see guys holding their double team, right? And not letting that lineman get to the next level, and the running back still getting yards, that means your linebacker play is soft. Because when they holding those double teams, it's just like a linebacker is just like a running back. He just don't got the ball. You're watching how the blocking is progressing, and you're supposed to choose a gap and hit the gap.
Yeah,
Read your keys and get to the gap. They read their keys, and then when that blocker is coming out, you know why he's spilling out to you. They will go and meet him. And when they say meet him, they mean meet him like I'm talking about Clark and LVE. They meet you and they just hugging and holding, and then they want to disengage and go get it after the fact. That's too slow. You got to beat that lineman before he even get to you. You already got to be ready to get rid of him. He can't. You ain't got time to get rid of a 350-pound man once he already fully engaged with you. You got to either make sure he only get a piece of you, or you got to beat him to the spot where he now got a risk blocking you in the back to even hit you, or you got to get there before he even get there. So either way, you got to do one of those three. But as a linebacker, you're not going to take a 340-pound guy that's running full speed ahead and get rid of that guy consistently. Even you saw what Fred Warner is great. He threw Tyler Biadasz right on that fumble play, right? But then you're not going to do it consistently because you see what happened when Tyler Smith got him. Tyler Smith tossed his ass. So if we'd have kept running at him that way,
get to him every play. We used to teach our defensive linemen. It's a timing game.
Yeah,
you tell your defensive linemen, that's how they communicate with the linebackers. They like, hey, they may go back and say, hey, hold that double team 1/2 a more second. Don't worry about it. Just hold it 1/2 a second, because when he come off, I'm gone already.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Or he only gonna get a piece of me. I'm playing half a man.
So, but it when we were talking about the run game, I said that last year. The run game was hurt on the edges. Quarterbacks ran for crazy yards on the, as well as we didn't have linebacker play that was forceful enough. But everybody wants to talk about, because a lot of people think that's the first thing when they say run game. They say, "Oh, defensive tackle." Well, if you don't have linebackers,
you don't set the edges. Defensive tackles ain't worth a damn. They ain't running at them. This year we've been giving up rushing yards, and they ain't got shit up the middle. Everything's been on the edges. That's where they running at.
Yeah,
they ain't running up the middle.
What average? What you got? One guy in Miami that is a defensive tackle. The guy from Clemson. He had 100 tackles the last year, which was
astronomical.
That's over the top.
Linemen average like 27 to 30 tackles. That's
good. You got run plays. They're really setting it up for the linebackers to lead this team in tackles. And when you got our linebackers have not been leading. And then I had a high hopes for Clark. Mm-hmm. But this is what I got. I had to come to the realization of this. Mm-hmm. When I heard him talk about LVE after LVE got hurt, and he said, "Yeah, man, I want to play with my grandchildren too. It's real bad for LVE." And yes, he got to think about it, because I play with my be around and play with my grandchildren too. Mm-hmm. And then you have to think about the mentality of a guy that had the same surgery as LVE, but he never got hurt. But they found it before he got hurt. But now he knows that he got that injury. He watching LVE play, and LVE goes, and now his career could have been over. Yeah. How do you think Clark is going to approach the game now?
Yeah, he's not going all the way in. You know that saying with Martellus Bennett. He said, "Man, I don't want no linebackers that eat with forks and knives. I want linebackers to eat with their motherfucking hands."
He's had it before.
Yeah.
But is that in his head to say, man, just that fast, it can happen like that?
Yeah, but he that way. So he been hitting. Clark been hitting this season. He can hit. He just not getting to the backfield. He not getting around the line of scrimmage the way he should be.
This game, he didn't hit nobody this game.
No, he didn't.
Fell across things. Yeah. And he got there late to say I was in the right position, but he was not thumping anybody. He wasn't thumping blockers. He wasn't thumping nobody, because you can't tell me that's not in his head.
Right.
So if Evans do get on the field, right? Mm-hmm. Evans is going to thump. That's what he's known to do. He's going to thump. Oh, and what Evans is going to be, reason why he's going to thump even more, because he's going to say, man, I got defensive linemen to get off blocks. I got Micah Parsons with people paying attention to him. All thing they want me to do is run wild. I ain't got to worry about no pass coverage. All right, whatever.
But he
Go
can
out
cover.
there and direct
He's not
shot.
fast, but he good in zone cover.
That's why we got all these safeties out there. If we got so many safeties out there and we got one thumping linebacker, he should say, man, we got enough safeties out here to cover whoever we need to cover. My job is every time somebody holds somebody up, to come in there and
I'm going to kill him.
I'm coming in there to clean everything
Linemen don't even want to play this dude, man. When I'm watching what he do to offensive linemen, I was like, sold. Got him. Good. We cool.
Oh, yeah. And that makes linemen get off. I played offensive line. When you got a thumping linebacker that's aggressive, when you do the double team combo, that saves the defensive line because the guy supposed to come off, he don't get aggressive on that double team block because he know he's got to
hurry
come
up
off
and be ready.
Come off in balance.
Yeah,
and his head
with my head on a swivel.
You already know.
I'm coming. You know who used to do that? You know who used to do that and light people up there? Roy Williams, man, safety. I seen Roy Williams. Roy Williams would come and torpedo a lineman and win. Like he'd be winning. I'm like, yo, safeties don't hit linemen and win on a regular basis. Roy Williams used to knock linemen the fuck out. So did and fullbacks. Your fullback pulling, he don't give a damn. He don't care.
And that caused you to miss blocks because you coming off.
Yeah.
You can't put your hand or Evans, you can't combo and come off and just put your hands out there and touch him and he's gonna stop coming.
And he ain't trying to get away from you either. He going.
That's right.
If you in the gap and that's where the running back going, he gonna run through you to get.
And that's gonna make the defensive lineman eat even more. And that's gonna make because it's a joint thing between the two that can work real well, man. That's where I think, and you're so right, man. I've been trying to push the Parsons that I fought so hard when they were talking about Parsons being a defensive end. I put it out there so many, but I don't have, but I did put it out there. Every show I went out there and I said, hey man, even when I think Boss had what's the guy? Brian Ballers on their show. Mm-hmm. And I sent a super chat in and they read it to Brian Ballers back before the season started that he said Coach Marv said Micah Parsons could be 125 tackle, 15 sack, 3 interception guy. And Brian Ballers and they told him, say you need to get, he said, I might need to tell Micah that because that would be very impressive. You don't have to get 20 sacks. He does that. He's MVP of this whole league
every time. And if he could do that, if he's doing that for years, like a guy that's leading the team in tackles, but also top 2, top 3 on the team in sacks every year. Even if you're a middle linebacker that's an 8 sack a year guy, that's still amazing if you're getting all the other stats you're supposed to get. Plus the tackles for loss, the forced fumbles, the tackles for losses that he's going to get, the QB hurries that he'll get. Tackles for losses is going to go through the roof. So to me, if you drop from 13 sacks to 9 sacks because you're a middle linebacker, but you go up to 15, 20 tackles for loss a season, that's, to me, a tackle for loss is a sack to me anyway. So as long as you're on that side of the line of scrimmage and you're affecting the game negative yards, I'm cool with that. I don't care how you getting it. It don't gotta sacking the quarterback or sacking the running back is the same to me. I don't care how.
I don't understand why people wanted to do that, man. Wanted to put him on that.
Right now, he's no threat to the run game. He's no threat to the run game. He's our best run defender. D-Law is our best run defender on the line. Him and Hankins.
I don't know Micah Parsons setting the edge because setting the edge means that I'm just setting the edge for somebody else. I want Parsons to be the guy that they set the edge to running back into the best player that we got.
Why are we setting the edge for our weakest player? LVE was our weakest link. You setting the edge and turning all the action towards your weakest link, and you wonder why you keep spilling out yards because you have a defense that's designed. And I love Dan Quinn, and this is fruitful criticism. But you got a defense that's designed to funnel traffic towards your weakest link. There is no way in any defense that's going to work. Your weakest link is LVE when it comes to him shedding blocks, and he's not a thumper either. When he do tackle, the guy dragging his 260 pounds with him up the field is like his 260 ain't, I don't know what it is, but he seemed light in the ass for a dude that's 6'5", 260, even when he rap tackling. Because there's guys that can rap tackle, they don't got to pop you, but that can slam you in the dirt and you still know they there. LV get dragged. So it's like, come on, man. If you're going to funnel traffic to the middle of the field, you need to be funneling it to Micah and Evans together, in my opinion. If you put those two together and you got traffic funneling into them, then you get extra guys on the field too who not seeing no tick. Sam Williams don't get enough tick. Fowler don't get enough tick. And Fehoko don't even see the field at all. If Fehoko was playing, you got Chauncey, who, to me, if you're going to have a guy that's violently setting the edge, you put on early downs, our starting lineup should be D-Law, Hankins, Osa, Chauncey. Or D-Law, Hankins,
somebody else,
Mozzie, and Osa. Either or, but have those guys, big guys out there on early downs like the Jets do. The Jets don't run pass rushers until they already got you in obvious pass situations. Other than that, they got a bunch of run stoppers out there to funnel traffic and to shrink and collapse the pocket.
And the one person that has, and I've been hard on him, but his tape don't look bad this year, and that's Armstrong. His tape don't look bad this year. It looks way better.
He jumped inside on like one play. He hasn't been on the field enough for it to look bad.
And you know, I got some inside thing with with the Fowlers. You know, me and Fowler Senior talk a lot, right? So the defensive room
don't give away too much.
Yeah, but the defensive room has all been saying, man, they've been saying, man, put Micah at middle linebacker and let this, and we ain't got no problem with him coming on third down and taking defensive end spot. They all on board with that.
Right.
Because they know that they can hunt and they need more opportunities to hunt, but they understand that we need that guy at middle linebacker because he's gonna get them more opportunities because lineman gonna have to block him at linebacker. So they gonna get better opportunities. So again, there's a rotation there, and sometimes that rotation gets to a point where you're not getting a lot of plays. I think a lot of people got a lot of plays last week because this past game, because we did do a lot of defensive snaps.
Right.
But we didn't do a lot of defensive snaps in a couple of games that we blew out teams because we got them off the field and turnovers. But it's the thing. I don't know, man. Did Law give you my keys to victory for Cowboys?
No.
Yeah, you give me if he's inbox me, man, email address, man, I send. But I got 8 things, man, that's for offense and defense that if we hit those objectives, man, we'll win, man.
Hit me on I can't private test you here. Hit me on you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, but I can't inbox you. I don't know why, because it says somebody's locked. I try to send you a message, but it said I'm locked. Did you follow me?
Hold on.
You might not follow me.
Hold on, I'm gonna follow you right now. Then hold on. Maybe I didn't. Is Coach Marv on Twitter?
Coach Marv 1914. Yeah, I'm a Sigma AKOYE. That's why 1914 on the end of it.
All right, I'm following you now. So you should be able to. I'm about to inbox you right now. Hold on. I'm gonna give you my number. Just hit me up.
But it's the thing that
I just sent it to you.
All right, but it's the thing that in my and when I say
hold on, Coach. I gotta say this super chat real quick. KC Podcast from the Closet said he gave $2. He said, "Is it me or has Gilly been getting cooked lately?" I'm gonna let you answer.
I mean, Gilly ain't been getting cooked. Gilly is a smart corner. You're gonna get some catches on it on Gilly.
You're not gonna do it twice though.
You're not gonna do it twice, and sometimes he gonna give you some catches to set up something else that sometimes he set you up.
Like he did on this game.
Then I'm gonna give you. He may be giving you certain things because he understands what we're trying to do here, and I'm not gonna be overly aggressive and get a big play. He understands when we don't need to give a big play.
Right.
Give an underneath pass. I think sometimes when we get guys get the ball get caught on, which every defensive back gets the ball caught on.
Yeah, when they think shutdown means nobody catches a ball on you. That's not what happens. Like,
Deion wasn't even that way.
No, nobody's that. Yeah,
There's certain
Deion
routes
got
he's
scored on.
not gonna, and with a guy like Deion, you try to get guys that was good to get in routes on it, and your ball on time. He can't do nothing about it. If the ball right in the right place and on time,
can't nobody do nothing about it.
So,
right.
So I mean, there's gonna be some times, but his value of teaching guys. I think sometimes they get caught in bad coverage schemes, and sometimes the play call is just a good play call on. I think in San Francisco game, they didn't do it. I went back and looked at both San Francisco games. San Francisco took their game plan.
Hold on one more second. I gotta pay homage. Quinn Cowboys sent $5. Say, hey fellas, I'm sleepy, but how about them Cowboys? I ain't forget you, Quinn. It's just by the time I read the super chat, I thought you had went to bed when you said you were sleepy, so I just ain't scream it out. But I wasn't ignoring you. But go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I think they took our game plan from the playoff game, and they applied to us. And the playoff game, we went and said we going mano a mano, and we getting up in your face. And then we went into this regular season game, and we went in there passive all the way around from defense to offense. And we let we let them attack us and bite us. And then once the momentum gets rolling, it's hard to recover. We should have went mano a mano because we should have made them say, hey, you don't like making big plays. San Francisco is not they make big plays, but they're not like a one-strike team.
No, they want to do what we do. They want to get up the field methodically and
there you go.
So they want you to feel
force them into. You give them the opportunities, and you say, "Hey, we're going to have to guard those opportunities so they don't have those big plays because San Francisco don't like wasting downs. So they're not going to throw too many 9 patterns. There's an
it's not just that. It's you need to. They needed. You're right. We needed to do to Purdy what they did to Dak. What they did to Dak was they said, we think our corners are better than your receivers and our line can get to you. So they said, we're going to give you looks, cover one. We're going to give you looks that force you to make your deep 9 reads. And if you could beat us, you could beat us. You know what I mean? If we would have done that to them, forcing Purdy to throw the ball deep, then he playing into our hands. Forcing Purdy to throw the ball at these corners, he plays into our hands. We didn't do that. We were playing off soft coverage, trying to come down and chase and tackle. And like you said, it allowed them to when you give that much space underneath on both sides of the ball, you're giving them two-way goals. They can decide where they want to go. They can decide how they want to form their wedges and get to you before you even get there. So those hitch routes, even though we didn't get killed on hitches and screen passes, though, we actually did pretty well on C-Mac in a short yardage pass game, though. It wasn't really that killed us. I think Ayuk got off on us because we was playing off coverage. And when we had Gilly actually start pressing him late in the game, we slowed him down.
Well, think about this. San Francisco can do that because they got 2 linebackers that play like they on the fingers on the hand.
Yeah.
They can cover the underneath routes and make it tough for you to when you throw the ball across the middle, you got to worry about them. When we play off coverage, we allow guys to run cross. Our linebackers are not even a threat in the passing game.
Yeah, I'm put a pin in that 1 second. Appreciate you, Megatwine. Have a nice night, man. He said, big bro, much love, Bubba. I'm gonna lay it down. 8:43 is late here. Down here, be easy. But go. You said their linebackers.
Yeah,
the way linebackers can play.
Yeah, their linebackers can cover the middle of the field. Greenlaw and the other linebackers. They play linebackers so well, man. When one moves 1 step 5 yards the other way, the other one is moving 5 yards that same way. They keep the same distance. They don't when they
don't cross each other.
They don't cross each other. They move like the hand. And when our linebackers do not tip passes, don't get in, they don't cover lanes. And I always said, when you have a guy running a cross across the field, the best thing for a cornerback is a linebacker. If a linebacker could close a couple windows for you to catch up, That's the best thing. But if he's standing still, and the guy got windows running all the way across, you dead left to right. You're hoping that he closed some of those.
You got to get him to hold. He got to hold the middle so that you can sprint to that edge and catch it on the other side coming out.
You see that,
or carry it. If he see it, carry him underneath, and then he can't do that shit anyway. You know what I mean? Either you gonna carry it across when you turn around and match. LV good at turning around and matching up the field, but not across the field.
Yeah,
up the field, he do it very well. Like if he turn around, he match you going up the field, he'll run with a receiver up the field. But what they was doing with him is this what LV good at, right? So we gonna run a seam route right at him, right behind him. He gonna run up the field, and we gonna high low him. He gonna choose high every time because they don't want to let big plays go. So he choose high. We got the middle of the field underneath LV every time, and he not gonna come down and tackle shit. So either way, that's a win-win. We're gonna get that 15-yard, 10-yard pass underneath him. And even though in the San Fran game, I think LV actually played well though. But in the pass game, that's what guys like to do to him.
Just imagine this play. You got a guy you got people that are trying to do quick passes across the middle. They want to try to hit the tight end in the middle of the field. And you got Micah Parsons at linebacker. Right. And you have him up there at the middle, but you bring him back out to play the middle of the field and you blitz your safety. And they got to get the ball away quick. With a guy to run a 4-3 is cat quick.
He out there. you basically giving it to him. All you gotta do is teach Micah where the normal hot. Really, the hot lanes is right off the tackles, right off the tackle each side. So if you got a loaded side to the right, that's the side that you cheating to. That's hot. That's gonna be hot. If your guy's blitzing from the left, that's the side you cheating to because you throw towards the blitz. So if that nickel back is blitzing, good. That's where you cheating immediately, and that's when you hot. Every time, you know what I mean?
If an old Bobby Wagner, which Bobby Wagner is getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Last year for the Rams.
Yeah.
Can have 130 some tackles.
Yeah.
3 interceptions and 4.5 sacks. What can a young 25, 24-year-old Micah Parsons that run a 4.3 40 could do in this league?
I'm glad you see it, man, because nobody see it. Nobody's saying it. I thought I was tripping. I was like, everybody keep cursing me out, talking about, well, what's going to happen to your pass rush? I said, we got pass rushers that's just sitting on the bench. Fowler and Sam Williams starting for any team in this league. Both of them. They could start for anybody. Fowler and Williams. And then for Hoko, and then you look at guys like Osa and Chauncey, for real, on the Jets, Chauncey and Osa is defensive ends on the Jets. They not defensive tackles on the Jets. The Jets will have them out on the edge too. So with the Patriots, but they be 3-4 defensive ends for the Patriots. Hold on. Shout out to TC on the drums. He said, "Great conversation, gentlemen. Thanks, appreciate that." And also KC podcast from the closet said LV has been getting thrown at a lot in zone. Facts.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Coach.
But you got another guy on the D line that make plays every game. There's some type of play that he makes every game. It's not a game if it's just a tip ball or it's a turnover calls or is
Hankins.
The Marcus D-Law. He's gonna make a play every game.
Yeah, D-Law too.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like D-Law would do better if Parsons was at middle linebacker as well. I think he would do better. Reason being is like I said, Parsons is he's a polarizing figure if he's in the middle of the field. Everybody that's on the edge, you forcing all the action to the middle. Both guards, depending on what side he's cheating to, are going to be trying to pinch in and help that center out if he's standing in the A gap. And then you blitz him from the A gap 5 to 6 times a game. That's crazy.
I don't think people understand that about football, and I think that they think football is like basketball, even in boxing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you think about boxing,
go ahead.
If you can't guard the middle of your face, or you can't control the center of another man's body.
That's the whole game is protecting the center. Protect the center of your body. You
football, right?
Yeah.
In baseball, if you are horrible up the middle, your catcher is horrible, your pitcher and you can't stop no things in the shortstop, and your center field can't guard the alley.
Yep.
Your defense is compromised.
That's a fact.
If the middle of your lineup
all martial arts are about protecting your center line. Same thing when I teach my fighters. Like a lot of fighters hold their hands like this. I don't. You take your hand here, you take your right hand, you pledge of allegiance, it's right under your chin. Because they're going to be jabbing down the center every time. It's right under your chin. Your left hand is extended out in front of them. Because if you're looking at me as a fighter and my hands are here, where do you want to punch? You want to punch around the sides because my hands are guarding my center. Most fighters hold their hands here and they welcome you to punch down the center. I don't do that. I teach them to pinch in the center so that you're forcing everybody to throw longer punches, those round punches. And now you can beat them to the punch with straight shots, even if you're a slower fighter. So you're exactly right.
Every sport, AKOYE, is you got to be strong up the middle. Yeah. I mean, he case in point about Dallas Cowboys offense. Mm-hmm. Every time you see CeeDee Lamb, we getting passes down the middle of the field in a game, our offense is productive. When you watch our offense and it's everything outside the numbers, and we never get any catches in the middle of the field, we struggle. Because the reason you got to be strong up the middle, and you have to attack the middle of the field, because the team that dominates the middle of the field usually going to win the game.
Wins the game. Hold on, Coach. Let's shift it to this real quick, because people don't get what I'm saying when I say this. I don't know why they don't understand. Ghostface says, "Remember me, AKOYE? I told you CD was a number one. You was talking crazy last week." They think that I'm talking crazy because I got to be the one to be the bearer of bad news. But check it. Productivity alone does not make you a number one receiver. Not just the productivity. So the yards that CD got, I didn't say CD was a bum. I didn't say he can't give you 100 yards. He's been doing that. So that's why y'all think he's number one now. He had 1,300 yards last year. That's not why I said what I said. I said what I said for the same reason. If you listen to Schottenheimer and CD's own mouth, he said, I need to do the other stuff, the dirty stuff, blocking and getting guys open. He wasn't doing those things. And that's part of the problem with that's part of my problem with CD. And that's what my problem was. Like standing on the sideline, bitching, not talking. That's one. But the other some wide receivers do that are number ones. But when you're not drawing a certain coverage where other guys are automatically getting open, then your job is to run clear out routes to get him open. And he didn't want to do either of those things. So that's why I said CD not a true number one till he prove it. When I see guys, when I see them come down and press and dare you to throw, they daring you. San Fran dared you to throw. They pressed them and dared them to throw. They tried that with a backup quarterback against Coop, right? What happened to Lenore, Ufanga, and Ward in that game against the Browns? They got cooked because they had a number one receiver that you can't play with playing against them. Devontae Adams. What happened last year when Devontae Adams played them with Studham, whatever his name is, the backup quarterback? He cooked them. Why? Because he's a true number one receiver. He's a true number one. So you can't play with him like that. CD has to prove that. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm not one of those guys that put a limit on him, but he has to prove that he can do that and not no season where he's in the slot only or mainly. He need to prove from the outside that he can match up against a number one and beat a number one corner consistently. He wasn't doing that. So you can't tell me he was doing that. He wasn't doing it. So that's why I said what I said. I wasn't hating on him. But go ahead.
I wasn't hating on him either.
One more thing. There's another super chat in here. KC said Bland has been incredible. He almost had 2 picks. Yeah, he got 2 hands on the ball both times. Bland is vicious, man. Bland vicious. But go ahead, Coach. They think I'm a hater, man. Like I ain't no hater on CD. I like CD, but I'm gonna say this about bullshit though.
I'm gonna say this about CD. I don't think ever since Kellen's second year that they believe in number one receivers. And I think you done got that in the mind of Dak Prescott that he don't look, because he said something that was very interesting right after the game. Because I'm one of these guys that listen to people, and I
me too. I'll be listening intently to the what's in between.
When they asked him about right after the game, they said about CeeDee Lamb. He said, "Yes, man, CeeDee Lamb is a great player when he gets his opportunity."
His opportunities. Yeah.
That's not telling me that I'm gonna give him the ball. That's just saying I gotta wait for him to get his opportunities. He just like everybody else. That's my mentality.
Yeah.
And Devontae Adams was in Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
And this is what the Adams is having a problem with now. Even though he's putting up somewhat great, but he's not dominating as much in with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Is that Green Bay said he's gonna get his opportunities.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp is gonna get his opportunities.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't care if you guard him close. He know the ball coming to him.
Oh no, so Dak definitely got that mentality where he feels like he wants to bring you to hill if you want the ball. Like I think, but here's my point. Here's my point.
Gallup got too many targets. There's no telling me when you in a crucial situation. It's almost I'm 1, 2, 3 steps, and I'm going to Gallup right now because the coverage dictated that Gallup got one-on-one coverage. That he's not getting. Well, it's a reason sometimes, Dak, that I have to tell Dak. It's a reason why the guy got one-on-one coverage because the defense is going with the odds. The odds say that he may catch 1 out of 7 of them, or he may hurt us 7 times. He may hurt us 2 or 3 times in the game. But are we going to change? No, because we're going with the odds, and eventually he's not going to get that. So
it's like when people used to shut down AI and for the Sixers. It's like if the rest of y'all bums can beat us, then y'all deserve to beat us. But we're not gonna let him beat us. He's not gonna beat us.
I remember a guy. I remember I was watching a game. I think I'm a Tar Heel basketball guy, and the guy would tell me I think they were playing somebody, and the guy hit like some bum from the other team hit like 5 3-pointers, and I was in the sports bar. He hit 5 3-pointers on the first half. And they say, man, we got to change the defense. I said, they ain't changed the defense. Nope. The guy shoot 20%. If he hit 5, he done hit all his shots for the rest of the
game. He ain't going to do that all night. And if he do, he going to be a legend then. Then we're going to make you a legend.
And did the next half? He went 0 for 6.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Dak has to get in the mentality, and I don't think he was in it, because this is the same mentality that he was with Dez. Remember?
Yep.
So again, I keep saying the same thing.
But see, you proving my point though. This is my problem with CD. Everybody said, well, you was on Dez's side when he did this to Dez, right? Here's the problem though. You learn from your past. If you people who don't study their history are doomed to repeat it, right? So if I know coming in here, what has happened to the last couple number 1 receivers that's been here? Number 1, when you get paid here in the Cowboys, don't hold out as a Cowboy because you're going to get out if you hold out. Don't hold out. And when you get paid, you better not get injured because they're going to get you out of here. They're going to use the media to get you out of here. So if you know that already, and then you say, well, what's happened, though, between the quarterback dynamic and the receivers? Listen, when a receiver speak out or even complain or act like, they don't feel Dak for some reason.
You give him credit for that, then, Cordier.
You gonna get real.
And he said, hell no. Last week,
I ain't give him credit for that. You know why I ain't give him credit for it? Because I know how Dak Prescott is. I know how he is. I watched what he did with Dez. I said, I know he can see Dez. He can see him. Dez was like, Dez would come to the sideline and said, he'll try to be calm and said, that was cover 1. That was cover 1. He'll keep saying it. That was cover 1. He's trying to tell him that's cover 1. But Dak want to put the ball where he want to put the ball, right? And then you could tell they came out to try to snub him when they said Dak likes precise routes. I was like, damn. Now Dez can't run routes all of a sudden. So that's what they did then. And then now, right, when you listen to Ferguson, what Ferguson said, Ferguson was like, I texted him and told him, I got his back. I'll run through a wall if you tell me to. I said, Ferg understand how Dak mindset and how his ego work as a quarterback. Some quarterbacks, are like, listen, you my best asset. So I'm going to throw it to you because you make me look good. Some quarterbacks want you to talk to them in a way where, you let them know y'all on the same page. Are you with them? And I think Dak one of those guys, like if you with him, and I think Gallup is that guy that has shown that, hey, I'm with you. I think that's why he throw it to Gallup so much as an outlet. but he's used to Gallup being that guy from 2 years ago, where he was catching the circus catches and anything you throw up there. Gallup was the dirty throwaway guy. You want to throw a ball that you have to throw or under pressure, you would throw it to Gallup.
I don't agree with that, Koye.
But it's not like that no more. That's how Gallup was. Gallup was the guy where if
right.
when Jalen Ramsey was busting our ass, Gallup went out there and beat him. They just called it a pass interference. Like Gallup is the guy that will whoop your ass to get open. And I like that about it. He's just not that now. So now Dak is still throwing to him, though, based off of his relationship with Gallup. And same thing he was doing with Schultz, because there's no reason why Ferguson shouldn't be heavily targeted with the things that he's doing. And there's no reason why CD shouldn't be heavily targeted. But
let me say about Gallup right quick. Gallup is I'm a Gallup fan.
Me too.
Gallup always in his history would drop the easy one and
catch the crazy shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When you need a ball caught, like you throwing you throwing one up there for Jesus, Gallup is the guy.
But the one one he's supposed to catch, be like,
like drag routes and slant routes, he'll drop those.
Well, that touchdown pass, that was easy. That's an easy catch, and he dropped that one. That one against the Chargers. That's an easy catch.
Right.
That wasn't a hard catch at all, and that was a professional throw. That was between three guys, and you couldn't put it no better for him to catch that one, right?
Yeah.
But this is what I say about this.
But he usually catch those type of Jones, though.
But I don't care. I would have went to Dak and said this, and I don't understand, because you can look all around the league.
Right.
There's not a third receiver. I bet you if you went through the NFL this year, this last week, and went through the whole league and says, what third wide receiver got 10 targets, and you may have a hard time finding a third wide receiver that got 10 targets.
There are no third wide receivers here. Everybody's a number one.
That's what I'm saying. So when you get a guy that
you got a point with that. You got a point there, though. But no, I didn't think that he should have targeted Gallup as much as he did too. But I think the defense forced him to target Gallup as much as he targeted Gallup.
Man,
because they wasn't respecting Gallup. They said we gonna guard him with 43, and 43 was the guy they wanted to attack.
He's not gonna get 10 targets. Listen, the third wide receiver. Guess what? This is what the third wide receiver get. If the third wide receiver get 10 targets, those 10 targets gonna go to 3 different guys that's gonna play third wide receiver that day. It's gonna be 3 or 4 to Gallup. It's gonna be 3 or 4 to Tolbert. It's gonna be 3 or 4 to the Turpin.
But Gallup, but money. But you know, money plays in Dallas too, based off of Jerry. Money plays. But so LVE also shouldn't be your starting linebacker at this point. But money plays.
I think a lot goes with Dak Prescott, because I think he got the relationship with him, and that's what and listen, and what he's trying to do,
right?
And he doesn't get you in trouble, man. Dak doesn't get you in trouble.
Yeah,
he understands that Gallup. We understand Gallup signed a contract where they have 3-year out. This is the last year. They can get out his contract, and ain't no big salary hit, because he took a 3-year out because he was a hurt guy. His contract went all lopsided. He was real team friendly, and he understands this is his out right here. His guaranteed money is about gone. They can get rid of him at the drop of a hat. I think Dak trying to save his guy to give him numbers so this guy would be there.
You got a point with that. Yeah, you can't do that. But you can't do that. But that might be what he's doing, because he keeps trying to keep him involved. And but that's gonna hurt the team, because to me, if it comes down to it, you got to be willing to take a starter out and put a guy in that's going to be productive. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're doing that. We're even doing that with TP, but they don't realize. I think TP might be realizing it, but what they're doing with TP is mad shady. He just don't realize that they paid him that franchise deal, and then you're going to up his carries to a bell cow status.
No, I think
after an injury, you are asking a man who's gambling his entire career to run harder than he's ever run before, and that is crazy.
I'm going to give you a conspiracy theory on TP.
Yeah.
Now he didn't have a great game. He didn't numbers wise. He didn't have a great game, but he did make some plays, and his blocking has been impeccable all year. It's very physical, right? Well, and this is a crazy conspiracy theory. Well, what the running back in the Colts got? He got an extension right before we played San Francisco, right? He gets an extension. TP is on, and his other games have been very productive, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to San Francisco. Let's say we give TP more than 8. We give him his 20 targets, whatever way we want to give it to him in San Francisco, and he has a big game. What everybody's saying now? He needs his extension. He didn't have a big game against the Chargers. He didn't have a big game against San Francisco. We only gonna give it. Listen, I'm telling you, man, the Cowboys are calculated like that, man. Because
he not gonna get no long-term deal here. They're gonna franchise him again. He not gonna listen. It's a when I seen them give him the ball 23 times when we got Rico here, and they not using TP the way they used him last year, because they know if you use them the way you used them last year, he gonna give you 1,200 yards off the bench. He give you 1,200 yards off the bench with 10 touchdowns off the bench. So
when you take that first franchise tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the guaranteed money that they're giving running backs now, I think even the Colts guy got an extension, but he only got guaranteed $16 million. TP will take another stat. He's like, hey man, you gonna give me another $10 million because it go up a little. I'm gonna get another $10 million. So in 2 years,
that might be smart. Yeah, that might be smart.
Me, you know what I'm saying? Because if I got a regular contract, I probably won't get. I'm not gonna get those numbers. So if you're gonna give me $10 million, if the only people that I wouldn't take a franchise tag is a quarterback, because you can make more money than the front. But now, at a running back in the franchise tag, you're actually making money, because you ain't gonna get those $10 million a year.
But you don't got the longevity. That's all. But you are making. He making money. But I'm just saying, he wants a contract, right? And he wants to be here. So he not going. It's not if he keep doing things the way he doing it, and they keep running them the way they running them. He not gonna be here because he not gonna make it through a season running the way they running them. That's not his style. It would be like if you told me that CeeDee Lamb is our running back and we're gonna have him running dive and power up the middle. Like that's TP. He is a receiver. He was a receiver that plays running back as well, and he got a body and a frame of a receiver. I don't care if he's 217. He not like Zeke could be 217. I could be 217. TP could be 217, but we not constituted the same way. Like his 217 don't mean a damn thing to nobody because he don't got no power. He's not a power guy. So 217 don't even help him. He might as well be 200 pounds again, the way he was when you drafted him. Because
they're not going to use him in the passing game.
That don't help him.
I don't understand. They're not going to use him in the passing game.
He is Brian Westbrook.
They're not. They're not going to use.
The way you use him is like the Eagles used to use Brian Westbrook. Screen passes, edge runs, tosses, trick plays. That's TP all day. Jet sweeps. You could do so much shit with him. It's crazy. They just choose. I don't like just having him line up and run up the middle is insane.
If I'm gonna run him up the middle, I'm gonna run him in the favorite play that the Cowboys have taken out their run game, which works very well. And that's coming from under center and running the sprint draw, which the sprint draw is great because it gives you hard play action and you can do power play action.
Because I don't know why Dak don't like it, but Tony Romo used to do that all day because you don't know when that running back is standing there, you don't know if he's going to stick it in his gut or he's going to throw it. You don't know what he's about to do. But you got a choice. It's really a read option, or it's an option route or option play, because he got a choice. Your receivers can run a route, and he could decide based off the release if he want to acknowledge it or not.
Play action pass, the run blocking is the play action pass blocking is the same as the run blocking. It's aggressive blocking, but you do a lot of aggressive blocking. That's what San Francisco, they don't do very much to set up. Most of their 95% of theirs is aggressive pass blocking because they don't think that their linemen can hold up and just let you come running full speed with passes. So
but no lineman can.
All day. You slow the guy down. You give the guy a chance. The sprint draw is a great play, and if you run it up the middle, you give the ball with a guy when you're doing double teams when they're backing out of there. And I tell people this: this is why the under the center works so much better. And I don't think people understand this. When a quarterback turns his back to the linebacker,
you don't know where the ball is.
The first step they have to make is up. So you do play action. If they don't see your eyes, they're naturally going to step up, right? And if you don't hand the ball off, they are already a step behind.
Right, but when you play action but you looking here and you staring up into trying to find somebody open because you in shotgun and I can see the white in your eyes, I already know not to respect.
There you go. That's what you got.
And I'll chase that down.
Now is doing more from under center. They moved him to doing a little bit more on the center because of the fact it helped his play action game a little bit better when he turned his back towards the defense.
And the other side of it is, I say this all the time, the personnel that you get when you run from under center. So you running 12 personnel, they bringing out an extra linebacker and they're in the box. They put 9 in the box because they respect our offensive line. Even when our offensive line, like you say, playing dirty, or they're not cleaning, they're not blocking clean enough, cool. But they still getting loaded 8 to 9 man boxes, sometimes 10. They still getting loaded boxes when they go 12 personnel. So when you do that and you play action, you telling me that can't hit one of those 2 or 3 receivers he got out there on a play action? Yes, he get. That's a lot easier to hit than trying to drop back and throw against 7 people that's dropping back. And
passes are always easier to hit because football is a game of inches. Man, one false step can if you have a defense day, one false step and you're on time with a play, that may get you 10 yards. Just one false step. So when you understand that you run a play action game plan, it makes teams take false steps. I hated to deal with teams that was under center because it's hard to tell a linebacker to be. They supposed to read the line, but they listen. They supposed to be watching the guards and the tackles, right?
Yeah.
But they looking through because your natural instinct is looking for where the ball at. And the ball, if the guy turns his back, your first step is to move forward. And if you move forward, you're lost. So that's why I say the sprint draw was a great play for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith lived off that. Even Ezekiel lived off that. It would be a great play for Tony Pollard because now he's coming when you're aggressive pass blocking, where it's not just congested in there. If he's coming up the middle, he got vision. He see green grass. And that's what you want him to see. If you take the green grass away.
Remember that dude,
and I think not only him.
Remember that fullback we had, number 20, Richards, I think his name was. Remember Richards?
Right.
When Parcells was here? I remember every time we got in 3rd and long, Parcells did not like throwing the ball in 3rd and long. Whenever we got in 3rd and long, they ran a sprint draw. And he used to get first downs for us. He used to get first downs for us on 3rd and long. Marion Barber, too. 3rd and longs. They would run a sprint draw. I know exactly what you're talking about. They run a sprint draw.
Everything you can do, everything off that. Your tight end, that's why Jason Witten lived, because when you run the sprint draw action, your tight ends can get free. You cannot say that. And you can fake the sprint draw. Once you fake it and go to the play action, you can break that off to a screen pass much easier.
And and you setting up your blocks as far as the running back block protection because you've already drawn the linebackers to the running back anyway. So he don't got to find the action. It's right there.
It's a great play for the Cowboys. And they ran it a couple of times last year. And this was so frustrating by the Cowboys. And I see it again this year. Last year, they ran it a couple of times. It was very successful early in the season. Then all of a sudden, we just say, let's toss it out. We don't run no more. we like we talk about those sweep plays. We ran those sweep plays. There's got to be somebody in the box. And this is where I say the communication. There's got to be somebody in the box say, hey, man, just like we saw that touchdown, we just come down and say, TP, if you had stayed outside, it's a touchdown. Okay, we're going to come back to that.
We're going to do it again. Yeah. They don't do it again. We do everything once. And even if it worked, we do it once. I'm like, on those jet sweeps and those motions, I'm like, make them have to deal with you. Like if you getting jet sweeps and they working, why are you doing them once or twice a game? They don't do that with Debo. If Debo get you a jet sweep and he get 10 yards, you about to see that shit again and again. Then they're gonna start running play actions off of it. They're gonna start running misdirections and counter trays off of it.
They're gonna run everything up, and then we don't run. And then we've got a pull scheme. I don't know why we just don't go all the way out with it and go counter trade with it and take it instead of taking it to the trap, take it all the way to the outside.
Yeah.
But to take it to the outside, though, AKOYE, this is where we different. Well, this
your wide receivers gotta be blocking
from San Francisco and us. They're more physical in every position.
The wide receivers block
and tight ends don't miss blocks.
No, they don't. But that's why they also kind of give it away. That's why I said Tolbert kind of needs to play more, because we only bring Tolbert in for two reasons. We bring him in to clear out, we bring him in to block. So it's like when you see Tolbert in there, you kind of know he's either trying to get somebody open or he's springing somebody on a run play.
You got to block. You got to block on this thing.
And you know the ball going to his side. So it's like you got to throw Tolbert the ball too. If you ain't throwing him the ball, you kind of making yourself real.
But you can't throw on them slants. You might want to throw on them slants. Y'all dog, man. You can throw them slants. You throw in Gallup, man. You can throw the toe. But anyway, but then we have a receiver on this team that can block. He's an outstanding blocker. He's from South Carolina. He was their draft pick.
Brooks.
He's a special team guy. He's a
Brooks ain't no special team guy. Brooks is a motherfucking receiver. I like Brooks.
So nasty. But this is what I'm saying with that. Third wide receivers, right? Only thing I'm asking third wide receivers is what you told me, what we said about Gallup. There's going to be times in the game that he may get 3 targets, but there might be some difficult catches in there, and he's going to make that great catch. He might make that great catch, that crucial first down catch, or that touchdown catch where he does that crazy stuff. But the flow of the game is going through Cooks, Lamb, Ferguson. Everything else,
whatever you get.
Opportunities. If you don't make it up 2 or 3 opportunities, then that's you have to learn to deal with that. And every successful championship team, there has to be sacrifice.
Right.
Everybody's going. You got to have sacrifice.
Right.
And you can't give me my third wide receiver 10 targets and say we're being productive when you got the third wide receiver getting 10 targets, because there's a reason why you're a third wide receiver. He's a third wide receiver. You brought another guy in here because he's a third wide receiver, and he only should get 3 to 4 targets a game.
Yeah, if that means Dak is you got a very good point with Dak trying to save Gallup, because that's the only reason I could think of him.
He's trying to save his boy because when they start.
Hold on, Coach. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get these super chats real quick. They loading up, and I don't want them to curse me out. Hold on. KC from podcast from the closet. So you keep $2 in me too, KC, because you like I'm gonna spread this $10 out and keep super chatting every 5 seconds. But let me tell you, he said TP getting that DeMarco Murray treatment from 2014. That's a fact. That's true. I think they trying to limit him. And then True Only says he sent $5. He says looks like this team has major consistency issues. They still lack a true identity. It makes all of our players inconsistent as well.
That is so. Oh man, great super chat, outstanding. You can't have consistency if you don't know who you are.
Yeah,
you can't be consistent if you don't know.
They think that it's a superpower though. I think Dak thinks like me, you not knowing who I'm going to target somehow. Like you said, they don't believe in number one. So you not knowing who I'm about to target somehow makes us better, and it doesn't. Like you can know that they want to throw. Honestly, if you know that Dak wants to throw the ball to CD 20 times a game, and you know that, now you can start calling CD after he's getting that type of attention and he's changing the game. Even if he's not a number one, he would be a number one. You know why? Because on tape, the defense knows that you want to target CD. So they're going to do everything they can, like you said, playing the odds. And they're going to roll their coverage to CD, which would make everybody else that you want to get the ball to, it would be a lot easier to get them open. But you would have to establish it in the first quarter of the season so that you're putting that film out there And then in the second half of the season, those other guys will start eating and stepping up. Like Chad Ochocinco and TJ Husmazada used to be. Like Chad would get all of the targets early. Husmazada would start getting them late. Then it's the same thing with boxing. I tell my fighters, don't come out and start throwing all combinations all early. Establish your jab. Even if you see them trying to counter the jab, come over the top of the jab, that's okay. Establish it so that they think that you're going to overwhelm them with jabs. Because the second, third, fourth round after you start doing that, even if you're not hurting them, they start salivating. They want to start countering that jab. So now your feints start working. When you fainting, they reacting, even though you ain't even throw it because you got them so used to throwing it. Just like when you tell somebody, somebody gets somebody saying no enough times, and then they'll say no again, even when they want to say yes, because you got them down that slippery slope of doing something one way. And it's the same thing. So if you throwing the ball, if you are targeting one guy, whether it's Ferguson or CD, if you target them enough, other guys are going to break open because of that, just because they know that's your security blanket. That's why Witten was really our number one for so long, because it don't matter if he a number one as far as talent, you know what I mean? He a number one because they're going to throw him the ball like he's a number one.
Right. So
and now
if
guys on the outside going to get open.
If Romo looked away, the defense still gravitated to Witten because they feel that he's looking away, but he's coming back.
He's coming back here.
So
they stay put.
When Dak looks away, they like, well, I don't care if CD Lamb on the other side. He looked over this way. He ain't coming back. He's looking for a way. He think the back. So you can't listen. Keep it complex. Be complex, but keep it simple. You cannot let a defense take your major weapon away. Now, that don't mean you kind of force it, but you can't take, because they take your major weapon away, you actually hurting the team. I don't care what, you don't think teams know that Kelsey going to get the football for the Kansas City? You don't think they're the target, but he's still going to get his targets regardless of what you do. I don't care what it is, but they may not, what you try to do is they may not hurt you, his targets.
The one thing that you can say, right, and maybe I've been light about it this show, but what you revealing and what we are talking about is, if there is one thing that you can say a knock on Dak, is his ego. His ego definitely is a problem, and the reason I say that is, before the San Fran game, he let you see his emotions. He said, "You get me mad," and he played with his emotions. He was pressing in that game. He played, out of his character, right? And also for not forcing the ball to certain guys, right? Not feeding the ball to certain guys can become a problem when you think of it schematically. I don't like how you go about getting the ball. That's what I don't like about what CD did. I don't like what he's doing when it comes to that. But you're right about the Chargers game. You don't, in that game, he kept throwing the ball to Gallup. I'm like, even if you're saying I want to slant over here, then put Cooks over there and let Cooks run the slant. Or
I said that in our live stream, man.
Why you got Gallup doing it anyway? Let Gallup be the clear out guy. Let him clear out routes for other guys, and then give him the cleanup work. And even if you wanted to make Gallup, save Gallup's job, throw it to him in the red zone. Let him be your red zone target. Throw him high point balls in the red zone. Gallup's biggest problem, though, and his problem is this: CD can high point the football, and so can Jalen Tolbert. So your biggest attribute is a wash when you come up against CD and Tolbert, because they can do that too.
You don't throw him no high point. You very rarely throw CD catches where he has to go up and get over and get people, and he came in with that skill set.
That's what Cooper he does.
Here it is. I listen to what people say, right? I remember 2 years ago when Cooper Rush played that game against the Vikings, right? And they beat the Vikings on that game on the Cooper, only threw that jump pass to Cooper in the end zone. And he said, CeeDee Lamb, and he said, no, he took CeeDee Lamb, I'm going to get this pass.
Mm-hmm.
And after the interview said, you don't usually do that. He said, man, I've been telling him I can high point the ball. I can high point the ball anytime, but I just don't get those opportunities to high point the ball.
Right.
Well, what he does last week against the San Francisco, high point the ball. But you very rarely see him throw high point balls when he was at Dallas
to Coop.
Skill set.
Yeah.
So CeeDee Lamb been known for that skill set. So what I have to say with Dak is, when CeeDee Lamb is guarded, he's not guarded.
Yeah,
because you got a guy
because you could do what you did with Dez. You could just what we did with Dez, just throw the ball above. But they did that in the Arizona game. CD just, he got pushed and start complaining before he even came down. I'm like, man, go. The ball bounced right to him. I was like, grab the ball.
In defense of that goes when you have. That's why I say, man, you got to have the right people in the ear. And I'm not shooting down Kellen, but it's gonna take a minute for him to get the Kellen thinking out of his
mind.
Yeah, because he's been with him so long. When you put a guy day in, day out, you start getting the mentality.
But Kellen over there targeting the hell out of Keenan, though. He throw the ball to Keenan Allen.
He throw the ball to Keenan Allen. But again,
that's probably because of Herbert, though. Herbert Keenan, my guy, before you got him.
And Herbert, but again, the bad decisions sometimes. When I think now he has to understand that there's people on this offense that gets this offense rolling. And Mike McCarthy has to understand, even with the Cowboys, and I hate to go back to the 90s, but the Cowboys got rolling. I don't care if Michael Irvin caught a 2 7-yard passes. What that does is get the team in rhythm, right? Now we feel like, okay, now we're working. Now everybody else can work off that. But we have to get our motor, and you have to know as a coach what starts your motor, what gets your player in the right, your team offense in the right move. And I just think San Francisco, we came out.
But that's why I said Dak ego. This is why I say Dak ego is a problem.
Right.
Your ego works against you because it'll make you work against your own best interest.
But
sometimes your best interest might be throwing to a guy like Tony. Ain't like throwing to T.O. He ain't like T.O. But he knew it was in his best interest to give him the damn ball. It's the same thing when you look at Dak under center. Dak from under center is a different beast than Dak in shotgun. He might be more comfortable in shotgun, but he's better from under center.
You know somebody under center though? Who? He was doing, if you go back to the year.
His rookie year.
But let's go back, let's go even push it up. Let's go back when the offense was doing so great. I think the year that he got the calf injury. Mm-hmm. They was on that 6-game winning streak, and he did a lot of work. If you go back, they did a lot of work from under the center. After he had that great passing game against New England, he did that last pass, and he hurt his calf.
On that bootleg.
They went away from the center thing for a couple of weeks. Very rarely because the drop back from the calf because they were still trying to guard the calf.
Yeah.
And they never went back. And when you get the quarterback, listen, the under the center is more work for the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's more a ball security, get the fakes and all that.
Yeah.
It's more of a timing base. If we really understand the West Coast offense, it's from under center, because as you come from under center, the drops correlates with the routes, and by the time you get back and look, the ball comes out.
Fact. See? So when we look at that though, right? When you're thinking about Dak and the way he sets himself up, for games or whatever, right? I don't know how you look at film and you look at the positives, right? I look at things like this because I'm good at pattern recognition. So I don't care about what's happening. I say like, all right, when I do this, if this, then that. It's like logic, man. When we're under center, defenses have trouble and we move the ball forward. It don't matter if it's 7 yards, 5 yards, whatever. We usually have positive action from under center, especially in the pass game. Even when we miss, like that first play of the game against the 49ers to Shoemaker. That was a great look. It just was a bad pass, but it was a good look. Bad pass. Never did it again. And I'm like, yo, when you watch Waller destroy the 49ers, when you watched any tight end, the tight ends are what kill the 49ers. The pass game to the tight ends. They can't guard the tight ends because of how well they guard the run. When you run play action, or when you put Fred Warner out there on a good, not great tight end, but a good tight end, you saw what Ferguson was able to do. We never go back to that type of stuff. And it's like, to me, it's like you can't possibly prepare for a game plan for a game that you have to win, and you leave the under center stuff as like ancillary stuff. I don't get how you do that. And if you're asking Dak what he would prefer to do, and what he's preferring to do is not work under center, it's obvious that he don't want to do it, because if he did, we would be running more under center.
Well,
Like,
you know, I don't
he's
think
working against himself. Because all these, even the run game from the shotgun is trash. It's trash. I don't like the shotgun run.
I got a great friend of mine, man. Me and this guy been friends for over 46 years. We started school together, and he's been a Green Bay fan ever since we were little. So he's always been a Green Bay fan. And we used to argue, and that's where, you know, I'm in a quandary, because we used to argue back in the day when McCarthy was with Green Bay, because he didn't never like McCarthy. Because he said one thing, McCarthy didn't run the ball enough.
Right.
And he was soft, and he was stubborn.
Right.
And when McCarthy came to the Cowboys, he said, man, you won't get the same thing. And I talked to him last week after San Francisco, and we were talking about that. We even talked about under center. He said, man, I had the same problem with McCarthy, man. With Brett Favre, not Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers last year's there. Aaron Rodgers went back under center more when we got rid of McCarthy, and they ran the ball more, which got Aaron Rodgers 2 MVPs. But he would never go under the center when he had McCarthy there, because they run out of shotgun. He told me that. He said, Marvin, come on, you remember we arguing about it. I said, yeah.
I remember that.
I said, yeah, I did.
You had a power back. You had Lacey on your team running from shotgun. You got Lacey on your team. You give him a fullback. You give Pickcoon in front of him, and you smash. Like, that's it.
And then the 2 years in the last, when Aaron Rodgers was there for those years, they went MVP. They ran the ball. Matter of fact, they were one of the most balanced teams, and they ran the ball. And then they let Aaron Rodgers play off the play action and hit what? Devontae Adams
wide open.
So they want to stop this.
I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna wrap up in 1 second. But he was, when they beat the 49ers in 2021, they ran the ball with Dylan. They ran the ball with Dylan and Jones like 40 times between the two of them. And Aaron Rodgers only had like 160 to 190 yards. I'm not sure. He didn't have 200 yards though. And he didn't really have a game. He just knew to beat these guys, you got to play old school smash mouth football. You don't got to play everybody like that, but you got to play them like that. You got to play them like you played in the 90s.
If you run away from San Francisco, if you run away from the
physicality of San Francisco,
they will eat you alive. And I just think, man, you know, Koye, I just think, you know, really, I think our thing, man, to wrap it up, man, is I think that super chat was so great. Until this team identifies the things that they do well that works, like under the center, that should be an identity of them. These things they need to identify that they do well, that's good for them, and stop being all over the map thinking they're trying to trick people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say, we got talent.
Yeah, ain't tricky shit.
Yeah, we got talent, and understand talent doesn't have to be tricky. You just say, hey, we just got to be able to do what we do
just do what you do, and
and get to your spot do it in a violent manner and a crisp manner, and you make teams adjust to you and you impose your will. But if you go into a game thinking you're going to trick people and outsmart people, that's what teams do that don't have talent.
Man, they say that's how you become a millionaire or a billionaire, right? Doing something ordinary extraordinarily well. So it's the same thing, like playing football. If you have talent, you know, get to your spots and do what you do, but do it with aggression and vigor.
Hey, Las Vegas make a lot of money because people go against the odds.
Oh yeah, man. People play with their heart. Mark Clark, man, I appreciate it, man. That's a hell of a super chat, man. He said good content and excellent analysis per the normal, Koye. I appreciate that, Mark.
Hey, man. Koye, man, keep on pushing, man. I'm gonna send you that. I'm gonna take that message, man. I'll send you that tomorrow, man. It's a good breakdown, man, and it's a good breakdown of and underneath it got the what it
you always be. you give real knowledge. Like that's what I said. Like first time I talked this, I didn't know what to expect because we never talk live. But the first time we talked, I think you put me D with something about Dorrance. I was like, oh yeah, you give different information. So
Yeah,
and it's not that many guys that I tell Skywalker this all the time. Like Sky think is like, because I argue with him, like I argue with you, right? But
right.
he think because I'm arguing with him, like I'm like, I don't be agreeing. I'm like, no, or I don't like doing the show. So I'm like, nah, man. I said, I love that shit because I don't really get to talk to people who really I enjoy this conversation. Like I don't get to talk to people who talking football and X and O's and really saying it. And not saying that everybody don't know what they're saying, but you're not arguing you're not talking about no feelings. I don't care about nobody's feelings. Feelings ain't facts. So I got feelings too. I got players that like I love Dez, right? I got players that I have feelings for. I'm like, yo, this is one of my favorite players. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, because the truth be told, I like Donald Wilson. I like him.
Right.
But I still would take Wanye Thomas over Donald Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Fuck my feelings.
But you know something, man? I tell people like this.
Out of all of our safeties, he's the better safety. What I'm seeing in flashes, he's a better safety than every safety we got on the team right now. He could do everything we thought we missed when we missed Derwin James. That's what he does. He can guard the tight end. He could play single high. He could play in the box. He could play behind the line of scrimmage. He could help against the run. He can't be blocked. It's like anything you want a safety to do.
That type of load.
Yeah.
And he's big enough to take that type of load. So but you know, I was going to say right quick, when you talk about when you have discussion with people, if people understand in those coaches meetings that I've been in, that we all on the same team, but there's you know, imagine if we talking football, imagine the arguments you have. You have arguments because you got different
philosophies, yeah.
But what's great is we got the same goal. We may be talking about going a different direction, but we all going to the same thing. I hate arguing with people that say they're Cowboy fans and really want the Cowboy and they really want Cowboys to fail so they can have something to talk about. Right? Really not trying to win, but just trying to, I call them Cowboy fans that doing this.
Those people that's trauma bonding. They so used to trauma bonding, they try to trauma bond here too. So they Cowboys fans, but they so used to complaining about the Cowboys, they can't complain if we winning. And then winning is just giving them anxiety because they think we one game away from losing it again.
Yeah,
anyway.
they're trying to cover themselves. As I told one of my guys, he was a Cowboy man, you're trying to cover yourself when non-Cowboy fans come at you. You try to talk about Dak, so when they come at you, you can be like, "Yeah, I said that already."
I said it. You already know.
That's not. You can't cover yourself that way. You know what I'm saying? So
you got to stand on it, man.
Yeah, I said that too.
But other fans going into an Eagles fan gonna tell me, said, "Man, I was talking trash about them losing on Sunday, and we had to play Monday." So he's like, "Man, I'm gonna wait till after the game." And I said, "Why you waiting? Just say how you stand on." The reason I'm a polarizing person, and I'm this way in real life, is I will say what I think if I feel it need to be said. And I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm not scared to be wrong. I don't give a shit. If I'm wrong, I'll tell you 5 seconds later. Just now, you told me, right? I spent last week killing CD, but you have a point when you say, hey, why the hell are you targeting Gallup more than you target CD? I said, that's a point. And then when you said, hey, he might be trying to save Gallup's job. Now if that's what's happening for real, and CD knows that's what's happening, then the stuff that he's doing does make more sense. He still got to come about it differently, but it makes sense if that's what's happening.
It's likely. He putting it out on Front Street.
I agree with you on that. I agree.
He putting it out on Front Street like, yo, man, you can't say hey, let the dog eat first, and then everybody else gets scrapped. But you just can't. And he should say it even again. See, if they would have lost the game, it would still been some crazy stuff because he was like, man, I got 117 yards, but I should have got at least 5 more of those targets that you were throwing incompletions to guys. And listen, it was not like you were throwing to him while he was wide open. You throwing contested balls to a third wide receiver. What team does that?
And then when you do it, like when you did it in the San Fran game, I can see why CD on the film, you know what CD did on that interception? before the ball even hit Gallup hands, he went like you can see it on the film. He squatted down like why, right? And the ball hit Gallup hands and Lenore and bounced right into Fred Warner hand. I was like, dang.
Yeah, you're like, why?
So 81 Jason tackle, but
listen, I in a way, I like for him to say that. I'm liking with his attitude. It better get the attitude now than to wait till week 15 and then you blow up. You might well blow up now and get it out the way and get it out there in the open. Then the wait later on, and then it gets to that point. Let's nip this in the bud now because I ain't worried about money. Because one thing about CD, he ain't worried about money because the Cowboys don't pay him. Guess what?
Somebody gonna pay CD.
Yeah, he gonna get his money. So anyway,
so I don't think it's about money either. I think it's about what? Yeah, he want to be. He want to be a legend. Yeah,
yeah, it's about that because these guys want to win. But you know, I always say this about the man: great leaders of men is what this Cowboy team needs, and it takes a special coach in Dallas to be a champion. It always has, and it's always taken a coach that has a lot of SOB in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Mike McCarthy got that. Parcells is it.
Parcells had it.
Jimmy had it.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Tom Landry was an SOB too.
Oh, yeah. So you could tell that there's some shit going on when it comes to them not being like stickler enough because this needs to become more of a meritocracy, right? And we not like when I saw them put Wanye after watching what Wanye did in the preseason and during the season, even Bland, both those guys had to wait for injury. Wanye gonna have to wait for injury to get on the field more, and Bland had to wait for injury to get on the field more. You know what I'm saying? But clearly was a good player coming out, and then we not one of those teams that do that. And I think they have such a it's a gift and a curse when you're a rapport building coach. Because you get guys to believe in you based off the relationships and the proximity that you have to the players, like Dan Quinn and McCarthy. They're players, coaches, right? But when you got your staple of guys, you know how it is when you got your seniors, you got your staple of guys that you got like camaraderie with, and you got this red shirt guy that's really on his ass. You really want to put this guy in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you can't because of the relationship that you got with the guy in front of him. And when you do that too long, not only do it hurt the team, but you create a log jam on the progress of the guys behind them because those guys need to be getting reps early and often. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the same thing happened in the linebacker room, AKOYE. That's why Cox got gone. That's why Hopper got gone. Because
Cox still pissed me off, man. I'm like, it's no way you tell me. I don't care what nobody. People keep saying, oh, he just didn't get it. He is not better than. I mean, LV is not better than Jabril Cox, in my opinion. Nor is he better than Harper.
The reason why both of those guys got out here is because, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, right? They said what we are saying in that locker room.
Oh yeah, you can't talk here. This ain't the place. They say I'm better than him. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you gotta go. Because I'm like, why is Tyrus weak? I like weak.
Both
why is he here? Why is he here?
And that didn't bode well. And let's be honest. And we need to be. I think people need to be honest, man.
Yeah.
They were trying to protect LVE, man, and I can understand it. It's the way America is, man. That's why they were trying to protect LVE. So those guys said that, and they were boisterous about what they said, and they was not happy.
They would rather lose and suck versus the run than allow LV to be a guy that's no longer a starter in this league.
Well,
that is insane.
You would have been on put a point blank. Jalen got ran out of here, and Jalen was better than LVE.
Yes.
Because listen, even with Jalen deficiency, if a guy can give me
how do with one leg better than you?
And he can get 150 tackles, I can find a place for a guy that can get to the ball 150 times. Listen, you tell me about coverage. And I always tell people when they talk about tight end.
That's the thing. Even when he was covering, like they was telling me about coverage, right? I said, yo, where are the interceptions and pass deflections that LV is getting in all this coverage that he's supposed to have? And I'm not trying to beat LV up. I'm mad that he hurt because he was playing better, but it's true. Where are these pass deflections? And then even if it's not the pass deflections, where are the things that you would give a coverage or a run stopping linebacker? You got 12 tackles for loss since 2018. You got 12 tackles for loss coming into this season.
At linebacker in 1 year, he had 10.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. 12. Roquan Smith since 2018, 56 tackles for loss. LV had 12. And then if you say, oh, but he's a coverage guy, AKOYE, well, where are the interceptions and the pass deflections or the pass break? He ain't got none. He's still getting caught on too. So that was crazy to me. I'm like, yo, y'all lying. You're lying. So remember, it wasn't Cushing, it was Brian. What was this dude's name, man? He used to play for he was a white dude that played for the Falcons. Played for the Falcons. Falcons.
Oh,
linebacker. I remember Brian Cox, I think his name was, used to talk shit about this dude all the time. He said, man, he only made tackles 7 yards down the field. But he made a lot.
I know you're talking about. I can't recall.
I forgot his name, but he used to wear like the little bob haircut, man. Funny dude. Brunette hair though. Cool.
Yeah,
but
he only made tackles 5 yards down.
Keith Brooking. It was Brooking. It was Brooking. He remember. It was Brooking. He was like, yo, Brooking make tackles. I think it was Brian Cox. He said, he was on TV, he said he make tackles, but yeah, he make them 7-8 yards down the field. Who needs that? And I'm like, that's what we had. Brooking or remember Bobby Carpenter?
Yep, same thing.
That's LVE. That's him. That's him.
But
a finesse linebacker.
But this is what I always tell people, right? See, people got to understand your job description. If you pull out the job description of a linebacker, the first thing on their job description is not coverage. It ain't coverage. Your first job description is stop the run.
Exactly.
Because if I want a coverage guy, I put a safety like we got at linebacker if I want a coverage guy, right? Your first job is the run. Your first job is to plug holes and replace and to be physical.
The crazy thing is, yesterday or the day before when I was on here, I put on the old LV footage. They flagged me for it too. That's crazy. They gave me a strike, but not a strike, but a copyright. But I put on his coverage that I had on the video that I put out when he got drafted. If that guy would have showed up in Dallas, the guy from Boise who was like shooting gaps and blitzing and hitting shit, we would have been all right. I think he showed up the first year playing that way, and then he got hurt within 2 years. And then same thing here. He put on that. He came out that way in the last 2 games from after Arizona. So I think it was New England.
And linebacker coach got out here too. We went 2 years with a linebacker. Uberfluss left, and they ain't had
Jalen regressed ever since Uberfluss left.
They ain't had a good linebacker coach since then.
Yeah, so, Jalen regressed ever since. I remember Jalen used to run down and I used to be excited because Jalen used to run down and hit linemen and rock them. But once Uberfluss left, he got less aggressive. Aggressive. I thought
I'm gonna tell you this for inside information.
I'm gonna tell you the inside first. Let me see if I'm right. Because everybody thought that he slowed down because of his leg, but somebody told me it was because of the green. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's what you're about to say.
No.
I'm saying he was blowing something crazy. I can't say who said it.
I'm gonna tell you right about now. The linebacker coach, some of that aggression and those techniques, that's what they're being taught.
Well, I thought that when I looked at Clark, but I said I just blamed it on LVE. I said maybe he following LVE.
They're taught to be soft, and that's inside information to you. That is a problem because their linebacker coach is just as soft as they play.
That's probably what it is then. But Dan Quinn know that though. Dan Quinn they have Deion Jones or Olokun playing like that. They was wild. So it's like, yeah, you know what kind of linebacker play you want.
Dan Quinn is more, Dan Quinn is a defense coordinator, but he's a defense line coach. That's what his first thing is. That's when he got his teeth cut. So he's a defensive line coach, and he's and he likes the safeties, and he wants our safeties to do what linebackers do. But this defense will go to another level, like we have been saying. If we get linebackers that are just straight up dogs,
that's what Evans. I hope we get a guy like Evans in here. Evans gonna change his game, because that's why Barr probably came in here stinking it up. Because I'm like, how Barr become so old so fast? Like he got old as soon as he got here. You know what I mean? And I think it was.
But that's just how it goes, Koye. But like I said, man, man, I enjoy what you do, man. And like I said, man, we try to shoot the realness of, try to kill some of these narratives that's out there. The Cowboys talking about being in the trade market. Man, it's get to a point right now is that I think we got enough talent, but we just got a lot. They just got to circle the wagons and not let the media coach the team. And I think that's what we do a lot here. We let the media coach the team.
Yeah.
And we let the media dictate to what we're going to do because they bring up a narrative and then we try to prove it wrong.
That's why I said Dak's ego was a problem, because when I said you got mad, like he don't get this, and I don't know why it is. Like, a lot of guys don't get this, man, and this is the way I think, right? The reason I'm hard on people is because, like I said, I don't got normal people feelings, because that's how men are. Like, when you boxing a guy, right? Or you playing football with guys, they talking shit. Even your teammates talk shit. You gotta have tough skin, and you gotta be unflappable. You gotta have a poker face. So if I know in a press conference, if I got a fighter, like my fighter was at their weigh-in, the dude, I knew he was cooked because he brought 13 people to the weigh-in. I said, yo, he's scared. Why the fuck you bring a gang? They can't fight for you. It's just us two. Why you bring a gang to the weigh-in? Because he's scared of you. You already in his head. Then he kept on talking to you like, relax. So when I saw Dak say, what you trying to do, make me angry? I said, it shouldn't be able to make you angry. You should be cracking jokes at Buddy. Like it don't even bother you, because nothing they do fucking matter. And the same thing I said when I said now, even though this show started off on Micah Parsons comments actually are helping new media, and I think I'm glad he said what he said. I still don't like the fact that he is saying what he's saying in the first place, because I'd rather you be focused on the season than focused on your podcast. Now, in the off season, do your thing, but during the season,
the same thing though. In an article talking about Dak is most scrutinized, I posted that on Twitter when he said, but see, this is what I'm saying when we talk about Parcells. Imagine we see, man, all this stuff about Dak, right? Imagine if Parcells was the coach here and they keep asking Dak about some interceptions. Imagine Parcells tearing into the media about that bullshit.
Yeah.
And getting people off of his quarterback, right?
Yeah, he would have.
That's what, you see, it's going to come into, see, the ownership ain't going to do it because they try to play this role because they want the clicks. So they try to play this thing about, as I always say, it's about the star. They want the star. Seen, talked about relentlessly. That's what they stand for. The star. Seen, talked about relentlessly. So that's what they want to promote. But they need a guy, and that's why I was so happy with McCarthy say, they need a guy to say, no, we got other problems. We talking about a guy that's doing his job. What about the guy that didn't catch the ball? What about our offensive line ain't cleaning stuff up? And what about all these pre-snap penalties? Y'all talking about a guy throwing interceptions. The game was over in San Francisco when he threw the interception. We didn't play well before he even got the interception.
Yep.
You need a guy that get people off of him and able to take some heat and not worry about his own stuff because he got enough confidence in his own game. Right?
See, that's why now I like McCarthy, but the attractiveness of a Sean Payton, that's what Sean Payton was if he would have been here.
Right, because see, Sean ain't worried about you firing because he know he gonna get a job tomorrow.
He don't give a shit.
You know what I'm
Plus,
saying? He know he gonna get
you
a
can
job.
see him going over there telling Sean Payton is coming from that Parcells tree as well. And
Right.
you see him went over there. He went over there to Denver, and they talking about some. Russell Wilson has a personal coach. He said, "Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that, but it won't be here. He won't have one anymore."
And he trying to run Russell. He don't like Russell, so he trying
Yeah,
to
he
run
don't like
Russell.
it.
He'll
He want him to
destroy it
fuck up
all.
out of here.
Yeah, just to get so you can get.
And you see, he trying to burn. He's scorching the earth. He said, "I want to get rid of this defense too. Y'all let 70 go up against y'all, and y'all still in the locker room
Yeah,
happy
he
the
gonna
next
burn
week.
it all down.
Fuck
But
all of y'all.
he got the
Everybody go.
confidence to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I said take a special breed, Koye, for a guy that be confident enough in his own skin to be able to say, I'm gonna take some of these bullets from the media because y'all can't touch me. If I leave Dallas tomorrow, I can get a job because usually in Dallas, right? When you get fired in Dallas, you never get another coach job. The only person got another coach job in Dallas, a head coach job, is what? Jimmy Johnson, because he won Super Bowl. Everybody else,
but it could be a two-way thing though. I don't know why Switzer didn't get another job. It could either be they blackball you where you can't get another job. You never know. Because Dez had trouble getting a job too. I'm like, how you can't get it? How come Dez had so much trouble getting signed? You know what I mean? But it could be one of those types of things, or it could be the fact that most of the coaches, Campo, those guys, most of the coaches that come from the Cowboys that were head coaches were puppets anyway, so they weren't coaching the team.
Well, Switzer ain't want a job because Switzer ain't want that job. He just took that job because he was Jerry get it. As he told me when he came in there, when he found out about it, he told Jerry and Jimmy, y'all need to sit your ass down and talk about this because y'all got a good thing going. What are y'all doing here? So he took and said, "Hey man, I'll take it and ride with this thing, but I ain't rebuilding nothing. When it run off the tracks, I'm out, and I ain't got nothing else to do with the coaching anymore." So, but like I said, man, so I like what McCarthy did today, and hopefully now Michael said that hopefully that starts a trend, and now that team, because that's gonna make Dak get people off here, because I could just imagine, man, this because he get more scrutiny than any of it. And people think if he win, that's gonna stop. No, it's gonna keep moving the goalpost.
Yeah, they're just gonna say, well, can he keep?
Yeah,
keep
the
winning?
goalpost gonna keep moving.
Is he gonna
and
keep
he's
going?
The only guy that got to win a game and throw 5 touchdowns, complete 100% of his passes, and win about 40, and win every game without having no scrutiny. But the team need to get off his case, because I've always said this, Koye, there's a lot of guys on that team hide behind Dak because they can mess up and they know Dak gonna get blamed.
Yeah, you could drop a pass and they'd be like,
yeah,
like they said, like when they was talking about Dak, the red zone woes. They kept talking to the coordinator and they kept talking to Dak about the red zone. I'm like, yo, I know I saw Shoemaker drop 2 in the red zone. I saw Hendershot drop 1. I saw Ferg, he overthrew Ferg on 1. I saw CeeDee Lamb not run a rub route because he wanted the ball. So Cooks couldn't get that one on that slant.
Get inside the 5-yard line. We can't run a touchdown. We can't run the ball in
because you got rid of Zeke. You know what I'm saying?
It makes no difference because we can't. We got blocks that we're supposed to be making, and then guys miss blocks, and they be like, "Man, what Dak can't get." Even when they got that 3rd down against the Chargers, they like, man, they don't trust Dak with going to the end zone. It was the smartest play. I agree with McCarthy. 8 seconds. Let's go into the half with a lead. See, the same reason why the Chargers lost the game, because they could have tied the game in the 3rd quarter, but they trying to go down there and we stopped them. That killed the whole momentum of the game. The exact same reason that when McCarthy made that decision, he said, we're not going to win the game in the first half. If we get it, we ain't winning the game. It's a whole second half to play. Let's go in half with a lead. That's all we need to do. So,
and if he didn't do what he did,
appreciate it, man.
You
gotta
keep
on putting your content out there, man.
You already know.
Like I said, man, I'm gonna tell you, man. If these guys clean their blocking up and get back to the nasty, we're gonna see all our running backs do a whole lot better,
Man,
and the run game would get a
they're
lot
gonna
better.
have they're gonna have to do a lot more than just clean it up. They gotta just unleash these guys and let them play vicious, man, from under center and just be stubborn about it. For
I mean,
just your
yeah,
15 play script. If we get behind and you want to run up tempo, or you get to the last 2 minutes of the half and you want to up tempo from shotgun mostly, cool. You want to set up some looks from shotgun with some jet motion and stuff like
we
that for some
already know
screen
though.
passes later.
We already know
Cool.
AKOYE, and
You got to go from under center, man.
we
This team
blame
can't
Kellen
be
Moore.
beat from under center, man.
We
We
blame
can't.
Kellen Moore, but I said last year, and I said 1,000 times, there's no way in the world you're a head coach on a team and you're an offensive guy that your coordinator did all that and you didn't say okay to it.
Right.
It's a lot that you said okay to.
Right.
So when you try to do it now, did he get rid of Kellen? Because it look like the offense really ain't changed. Did he get rid of the Kellen because he didn't think Kellen could function as offense coordinator, or did he get rid of him because he just wanted to call plays and he really didn't change nothing and he just wanted to call plays? Because that's what it looks like.
Here's what happened, right? And this is what I think happened. And nobody, gave me any credit when I said it the first time. Sometimes people think I'm a conspiracy. I am a conspiracy theorist, but I'm a conspiracy factualist because I give receipts and I tell you where the bodies is buried when I say something. That's just the way I am. But this is what happened, right? After 2 years of being out of football, of course he's not going to be calling plays because he don't know the language. You got a team that's already been playing well offensively. The smart play, if you're McCarthy, is fall in love with the OC, or say you like the OC that's here, right? You allow him to do what he does so that you can learn the verbiage, right? He learned the verbiage, he learned how they move, and now he understands the new age, the young game from Kellen, right? Then what he did, he brought in Schottenheimer last year as a consultant. Why? Because he needs Shoddy to do the same thing, and he also needed the players to get familiar with Shoddy so that when they do this coup or this new move, it's not you coming in with totally new verbiage, which also always slows down an offense, and a totally new philosophy. He knows the verbiage. Schottenheimer knows the team because he was here last year, and they're familiar with Shoddy. They was running Shoddy's playbook the whole time Cooper Rush was playing last year. That was Shoddy playbook. Because that's the same plays we see right now are the plays that Cooper Rush had when when Dak was down. So I think they gave Shoddy they used Shoddy's advice during that stint. So that's what happened. So now he got to get that kid out of there because he set it up right where he had 2 years to learn the verbiage and do what he had to do. But go ahead.
The Cowboys will never tell you this, and you want to talk about a conspiracy thing. The one the Cowboys don't ever want to say.
Right.
They don't ever want to say a player or a coach cut them loose. Right?
Oh, yeah, no.
So if that was
they
the
always
case,
got fired. Yeah, you got fired.
Okay. My conspiracy theory is this. Kellen already told him he was leaving before the year was out. And he already had a job when he was going.
Yeah. But they try to say they fired him. Yeah, he fired shit.
He was, because listen, this is the capper. He didn't leave California. He didn't fly back with the team when they left.
I know, he stayed right there.
San Francisco.
Yeah, you're right.
So he had already told them, I'm
done.
So they try to drag it out, like, we let him go. But he was already gone because he had a job in less than 24 hours. So he had already did the contract. So he left. He told the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and all these people that were pushing him that, hey, man, I know y'all pushing me, but I'm done with y'all. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that was the thing. And here it is. This guy took over the offense and he did what, and I'm going to say it, he did what Aaron Rodgers said when if we go back in the articles about what Aaron Rodgers was saying about McCarthy, he'd say he didn't work, he was lazy, He didn't put in new stuff. This guy took the offense that we had. He spent a whole off season. He plagiarized the book. He didn't change nothing in the book but a couple of things.
Right.
So
they said somebody said that was the Denny's menu. His place.
So then he says after the San Francisco game, he'd been in the office for 12 hours and told the coaches, "Don't go." So what in the hell were you doing during the whole summertime, the OTAs, that you got to stay there all night in 7 days that you shouldn't have been done for 3-4 months?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they be thinking sometimes. Like, I don't know what McCarthy be thinking sometimes.
Listen, I've been a coach. You can't tell. When he said that, I said, he trying to reconstruct, and now he's going to probably take the bye week. He may come up with something else. But what he done was he did the exact same stuff, and then he ran into that stuff, and he found out that they still got you, because if, regardless of the fact, if you got 80% or 70% of the same, you have built tendencies that you have had for 5 years. And the fastest adapting organism in the whole world is an NFL defense.
Yeah.
They would adapt.
That's one thing nobody talking about this season, and we're gonna wrap up on this because I really do gotta go home. But the defenses has caught up. Like, you know, every few years the defense will catch up to the offensive schemes in the NFL, and then they gotta advance things. And I think right now the reason you're seeing teams that are like there's so many lopsided victories is because defenses are caught up to this modern game. Like, defensive players now, they're younger, they're faster, they can deal with these running quarterbacks. And now the running quarterbacks are starting to look like they used to look, where you couldn't bring a running quarterback into the league, a bunch of them anyway, and they survived because they was going to get broken. And now that's what's happening to them. So the league is now falling off from the quarterback position because all of the front runners that get drafted, most of them are running quarterbacks now, because that was what was popping for the last 6-7 years. That was, maybe even 10 years. That's what was popping. But they not progressing, and they keep making it seem like there's something wrong with the coordinators or something wrong with the coaches. But it's something wrong with the fact that all these running quarterback, there's nothing wrong with a quarterback that can run. Let me make that clear. If you can run, it don't matter if you can run as fast as Michael Vick or as slow as Dak. If you can run as a quarterback, that is fine. The problem is up here with the way a running quarterback thinks. Running quarterbacks get in trouble after a progression. Their clock is faster because they're runners. They get in trouble after a progression and they pull the ball down and don't keep their eyes upfield. A difference is like Aaron Rodgers might pull the ball down and move around in the pocket, but the whole time he's looking to hit something downfield. Most running quarterbacks are so good, such good athletes. When they get in trouble, they take off and it's a wrap. That's it. It's over.
Well, that statement right there you just said made me change something about when I first came on here to talk about cleaning it up. And I thought about it now. Maybe those are linebackers from the Chargers, were they just that aggressive because they was like that, or they took the tendencies and they knew where to go because they had already figured out where I need to go. And if that's the case in your running game, it ain't gonna clean up because you're gonna have to put more effort because guys are gonna play the play.
They know where you're trying to go.
Why do the outside runs work so well? Is because we don't do that often. So when we do that, they're not ready for it, and they always work.
Well, the shotgun runs don't work because Dak don't run. He not a run. Listen, the reason you can see a guy, you might look at two teams and be like, well, why can they run the same basic ass? Why can the Eagles with Swift run the basic ass outside zone or inside zone read, the same two running plays, just flipping them, right? Why can they run it and we can't? Because the defensive ends actually respect that Hurts might be going somewhere. So you're not getting a full load after the running back. Whereas they know Dak ain't going nowhere. That's why him running that touchdown and actually helped if you're going to keep running out of shotgun, because now they actually might think you are going to keep the ball sometimes. You got to show it. Otherwise, they don't believe you. You know what I'm saying?
But we'll be all right, Koye, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate it, man. I got to get to bed, man. And I appreciate you just giving me the platform, man.
No, but man, like I said, I love shooting the shit with you, man. You talk,
we're gonna keep pushing those ideas, man. Good, we taking a week off, and
yes, sir.
We got a good stretch coming up.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna see how it goes, man. Appreciate it, brother. And I'll be singing that thing, man.
We'll be on the round table tomorrow night, man. So I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Brother. I'm out. Peace. Peace, y'all. I thought I was off already. I just clicked off Coach Moore. My bad. Marcus Wynn, what up? Let me just say what's up. I've been ignoring y'all, so let me just say some shit to y'all. Tony Simmons, he said 95% of the chat played quarterback at high school level alone. The NFL is hard on the yards as a quarterback, especially for the Cowboys. That's a fact. All right, man. Listen, I'm going. I see y'all in there grinding it up, but I ain't got time to read through it right now. I'm tired. I was tired when I got on here, and I said I was only gonna be on here for about an hour. I've been on here for almost 4 hours, man. I got to go, but I'll talk to y'all, man. Peace.